Hello everybody, welcome back to Inversical. I am your host, Pedro, and I am really happy that my friend is allowing me to record in his garage. This is not going to be our new setup, but maybe it is. I have to pay him. He has me hostage in the basement. So, yeah. So today we have a wonderful band with us, and let's introduce who you guys are.
Hello everyone, my name is Brian Carrillo Castellanos. I am the singer slash band manager for the Skinwalkers band.
I'm Ben. I play guitar and play in Skinwalkers and a bunch of other bands. Do also like local show promotion stuff, like being in the scene. That's about it. Yeah.
I'm Isaac. I'm the other guitarist. I'm mostly on Skinwalkers, but when people need guitarist stuff, I do that occasionally.
I'm Oscar, sometimes I play the kazoo.
I'm Andrew. I play the drums for Skinwalkers, and I'm also in a band with Oscar in Vice. I play guitar.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Nice. So, I want to ask you guys how.
Also the Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
Use the Zoom people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Zoom people.
We got Zoom people too.
Alright, I'm Yannick. I'm no longer in the Skinwalkers because of scheduling conflicts, but I was their guitarist when we first started out. And it was a good time.
I'm Yossi. I also was previously a guitarist for Skinwalkers. I have not been in the US for a couple months, so I automatically have not been in the band. But yeah, I also was one of the original members.
Would you guys be down to join back again if possible?
Well, I mean, I'm moving to the East Coast, and I will probably also not be in the country after that. So I don't think there's any way I could. I don't know how much I'll be in California. If I was, I'd be open to it. But again, I don't know how much I'll be in California.
Don't worry, Yossi, I'll find a plane.
You're gonna be like Taylor Swift, just
yeah.
jet back and forth.
Yeah.
for
We'll go get milk real
small
quick.
reasons.
Alright, so now I can ask that question. How did your band start?
Well, I guess.
Brian's criminal, right?
Well, all right, here. Since I am, I guess, the oldest member and the starter of the group, the band started back, and Yannick and Yossi could fucking yell at me if this is correct or not. It started back in 2021. I forget if it was in fall or winter quarter, and it originally started as a Native American metal band, since I am Native American, but I couldn't find any other Native American players at UCLA, and so this white guy named Jacob was like, hey, I want to join the band, I'm not Native American, and I said, yeah, go ahead, let's do it. And I started putting out casting calls, I did posters, and I think the first call I got from someone outside was Yossi, and then she sent me a bunch of like recordings of her playing guitar, and then I got the second call from Unique, and my introduction to him was he had COVID, and he was like, I want to be in the band, but I'm sick, can I be on a Zoom call and talk with you on this interview? And that's how the band originally started, with 3 guitarists and 1 singer who was afraid to sing in front of people. But yeah, and then ever since it kind of grew into something new, it didn't really mean like with what my original thought was going to originally be. And it grew into something way better, into a bigger family, into reuniting with a lot of my older friends from childhood and creating new familial bonds with new people. Maybe Yossi or Unique, if you guys want to speak on that experience with like the beginning, that'd be cool too, you know?
The beginning was pretty interesting because I feel like because we didn't really have like a consistent lineup. It was very disorganized, and I feel like our practices, we didn't really practice very much, but it was pretty fun because we all just getting to know each other. We were just messing around, playing Clash of Clans, you know. There wasn't really as much pressure to like do a lot of shows and rehearsal. We were just starting, so it was fun. But I did like it once we started getting more organized and playing more shows more frequently.
Yeah, I feel like also with the set list, we didn't know what we wanted to play, and we kept like adding more. So at some point, we had so many songs, we realized like, okay, we need like there's no way we're gonna memorize all these songs, and like also trying to incorporate originals or like trying to make originals. I feel like Unique could say a lot about that. I think he put a lot of work into the originals for the guitar.
That's debatable.
And we never released the last original. I always the SOS one.
Formed it.
I don't know. I found it in like my voice memos the other day, but I don't know. I feel like it was definitely different at the beginning and towards the end when I wasn't able to come anymore. But really interesting journey the whole way.
Wow. So are you guys all best friends now, or you guys got beef with each other?
At this point, I'm married with everyone.
I hate Brian.
You know.
Getting divorced.
Yeah. Andrew and Unique are my husbands. Intermix between them.
See, I like how it's really cool having like in a band. It's like you guys are family.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
Like it you can see it in other things as well. So like, you know, for the podcast, I have I could have like good family and yeah, but somehow he decided to leave. But it's whatever. Okay. Running out already. As we all know, this podcast is unscripted usually, and so I really don't know where I'm going with this. So,
If you want, I can give some questions.
Yeah, we'll take any
Yeah.
question. Cameraman, yeah.
Cameraman.
All right, what was the first show you played, if you remember?
Okay. The first show that we. All right. Well,
Individually or like the Skinwalkers bit?
I guess
Or like
yeah. I think we should go with the first Skinwalker show you played with. I guess.
Oh,
So
played with, okay.
yeah. So I guess for me, Yasi and Unique, the first show that we were going to officially play was going to be at Frat House. But then we got a police notice saying that we couldn't perform. So
I didn't do it?
no, we were unable to. I did get definitely very drunk that night though. It was very fun. But the first official show that we played was at my birthday in 2022, I think. No.
Is that the one
Yeah,
that we also
2022.
did?
Yeah.
It was 2022.
In the,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then
That's
Yeah.
2023.
no, 2022.
2022.
Okay,
It
that's
was
not
for my
the one that
25th.
we
Yeah,
played.
no, not the one.
Yeah.
Was that at the
That's one I
in
in my
East
other
LA?
band.
the
Oh
cafe
no,
area?
that was it was before that one.
That was in the warehouse.
That was in a warehouse.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah.
That was a good
In
spot.
San Gabriel. Yeah.
was that like the craziest night you guys had, or what, like
Not our-
that was the craziest?
That was the biggest lineup, probably.
That was the
You
biggest
put a lot
lineup. Yeah,
on
I did.
Yeah.
I wanted originally 8 people to be on the set, but now thankfully I'm keeping it hopefully just to 6 or 4 people per set because 8 is too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eight is really
Lost track of who was playing in there.
exactly.
Was there only 8 bands that day?
Well, no, there was originally 8, and then we had to drop 2 bands.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, I see that because like I'm only putting like together 3 shows. Only one of them has been laid out, which was the La Plank one. But 6 honestly is kind of difficult to manage. Not when all the bands are organized though.
Yeah.
'Cause, like you definitely helped with the first one a lot, like making the spreadsheet to make sure everyone has what shit they need.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see
I
how
forgot to
you
make
issue.
spreadsheets in that crap. So, because I think I was like, oh yeah, I'll do that, and I did not do that.
I mean, it's fine. We still have a lot of time. Like even
Yeah,
the
okay.
one in May, we still have like an entire month to work on that.
I'm sorry, yeah. No, it's definitely gonna come out for the second one. I definitely, for my process with organizing, it's definitely been a slow process because, I like Unique and Yasu said, I don't think I was very organized when I first came into it because I'm very new into music, like very new into it. I hardly have any thought process to like how things are supposed to work or how they're supposed to do, and so that's why I'm impressed by your skill on how you're able to organize so well. Coming into this very fresh because my organization skills coming into it was kind of shitty in my opinion.
It takes time. It takes time to get into it.
Exactly that.
Now,
Sorry. What was the scariest moment you guys had, or has that not happened yet? God, I've had financial scary moments
Oh.
for me, but
Oh, I think not like at a show.
I mean, yeah, you can
Yeah.
do it at a show too.
In my life, when I was born,
I almost got
Brian.
into I almost got into a
Brian.
fist fight with a Nos dealer once at a show. There was played last summer. One of my bands I was drumming for played a show next to LA River. You had to trek it was like a 2-mile hike just like across the LA River.
You told me about this one.
Yeah, it sucked. It was horrible.
The opposite of organization.
It was it was like 14 bands on the bill. I think they had two stages. Well, bands. There was like half punk bands, half like DJs. And it was like a rave / punk show. And the stages were too close together. They were constantly bleeding. The two like different crowds that kind of were brought from it did not mesh well. The Knox dealer decided to just like set up shop like 5 feet away from my drum kit and was constantly popping his balloons like right next to me. I was like not able to play with that.
Not Steeler.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's like
Knox Steeler?
no, it's like the shit in balloons.
Nah,
I'm
it's
thinking-
something
yeah.
they use in cars to make it go faster,
Yeah.
but some dumbasses put it in a balloon and
And get
inhale
high
it.
off
Yeah.
that shit. Yeah.
Oh, like NOx, like the chemical. right?
Yeah.
I've done it like once.
Oh.
It's not like something
I've
I
done it
wanna
like
do
5
again.
times.
Yeah.
I've done it.
No,
I did it
I
yesterday.
did it on-
You gave the honest shot. You either hear as Nas or Tanks, the one. You just usually see on flyers, and most people don't allow it. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That was also the
it's
that was
not
also the
something to
same
fuck
show.
with.
Ladies,
Definitely not
one
something
at a
that's
time.
what, yeah.
I'll let Andrew go first.
What?
What?
You're
Say a thing.
yeah, scariest moment with
Skinwalkers or?
yeah. I guess
Yeah, with Brian.
Yeah.
Scariest moment with Brian.
I'll be
What's
honest
the
with
time
you.
you were afraid to be around Brian?
He was staring
Every
directly
time I
into
see
my
him.
eyes.
Right
He's trying to
now.
look at his lips.
No, I think to be honest with you, I'll be really honest. I think the scariest would be when we played the Whiskey Go Go, because that was something that was a new experience.
Yeah.
And you're going up on stage in front of like a bunch of people, and it's like, fuck, man. I was scared. Like I didn't want to play because that's how scared I was. But it turned out good. It was a really good show. To be, I think it was one of our best shows.
Definitely one of the best shows.
Yeah,
Did you
and
get drunk?
no.
No. We made sure not
I had to work.
to.
I had to work
to
the
play
next day.
good.
What were you gonna say?
I'm like the Lars of the band.
Got some
Who's the
new,
Dave
got
Mustaine
some
of the
new.
band?
The Dave Mustaine. I think I might be Dave Mustaine.
But Dave Mustaine got kicked out.
Oh no! Oh boy.
Definitely the David Stain. Definitely.
This is the intervention.
Oscars are Cliff Burton.
Oscar.
Oh, what was
She
that?
kicked
Oh,
out. She left.
yeah.
What's her
Sorry
name?
for your loss.
Oh,
You know her name.
oh,
I
Rana.
know, I'm
Yeah.
serious. Brenna. Yeah.
Which one?
Oh, Rana.
So what is in the Zoom? What was your guys' scariest moment?
I think for me, it was probably we did this show at a rooftop once and horrible show. No one knew what the play. So that's a
yeah.
different story.
That was awful.
That show
was the
looked
worst.
incredible from the videos.
Yeah.
What scared me though wasn't that. What scared me was we had this dude that was breathing fire right
Oh.
next to us, and he was shooting it in a long distance.
Burned you
Coming
with a
back.
t-shirt.
And I got too close to him, and I almost burnt off my hair. And if you guys know me, you know that losing my hair is one of my top 3 fears.
Is
That
it
was
still
very
your
scary
fear?
for me.
Right next to losing your ability to mew.
No, my jawline.
I feel like also that one we didn't practice before, so we had like a new guitarist on, so we had 3 guitarists on every song, and so nobody knew like who was taking each song, so it was difficult. Or like honestly, the first show I feel like we didn't practice all the songs. We're like, oh, well, let's just like throw this one in, and we just like do a song we didn't practice, which is like I think we did Paranoid.
Oh,
like-
at Van
Before,
Nuys.
right? That was
Van
Nuys, yeah.
I don't remember where that is, but I remember that we did that one. We're like, oh, let's just like throw it in for fun. But,
Hell
like,
yeah.
That one.
I'm down to throw Paranoid in it,
That
man.
one actually worked though. I feel like that show was good because there was
It
no
was.
pressure since everyone left because the band before us was so bad.
It's the same.
Oh my god, I remember that. I forgot the
what,
band.
What the band before you did?
Well, they kind of went into too much into our time, I think.
Oh, shit.
And then
And
the
they
other
weren't even
problem.
good. Like if they played a good set list, that would have been fine.
Yeah, no, and then
Yeah.
I forgot. Maybe was it the
It's hard to
lead
watch.
or what? Who was it? But someone was like, "Oh yeah, we're done." So that's the end of the night.
But
And
then he walked off the
Oh,
stage.
yeah.
and
Yeah, they walked
people-
off the stage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
and
the
then
guitarist,
yeah, and then
They didn't want to be upstaged. They
There
were
you go.
scared.
Yeah, so it was weird.
They knew they sucked.
Yeah, no, the energy was whack because when we get on stage, I'm looking at the videos because I was trying to like edit them out and like putting everything together, and I just saw like they're like, and Skinwalkers is next, and then we were walking up there so fucking slow, and like the room is empty and there's no air. But dude, honestly, I forgot Unique. I love Jay so much. I think she brought in a lot of the energy and a lot of the people to come watch us because that last
she
set.
went around telling people to come stay for a set.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it was beautiful. No, I know that. I think we talked about it sometimes that you say that the Van Night show might have been the best show that we performed because of like.
I think it was. It was fun for me. There was like.
That was really fun. I feel like also I feel like we're all more confident about like playing and stuff because like there wasn't like that many people like staring, so it was easier.
I think that was my first actual show with you.
Yeah, that was the first official show.
Before I joined, they would borrow my drum set.
I like the whiskey too. The issue was I listened to the recordings of that, and whoever was dialing my amp settings there, like the sound guy, it was weird. There was like no sustain on my amp. I don't know. It was up to that. Like, how do you make a Marshall sound bad? How do you make a Marshall stack combo sound bad?
Actually, the band that was, I don't remember who it was, but I think it was like the Tool cover band that was like headlining that night.
Yeah.
I like went to their show the next night and helped them sell merch actually.
Oh, really? How was that?
Yeah. It was really fun. I like got to go for free and they brought me all backstage and like showed me a bunch of stuff. It was really fun.
Yeah, I'll never forget that night. I think your mom came by to me and was like, Brian, why didn't you let my daughter do her solo alone or something?
Oh yeah, I've been so pissed about that. And I'm like, I didn't like want to. I really like asked him to talk over it actively. So.
I mean, it still went excellent. I think overall with the whiskey and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And hopefully, if we do another show there, hopefully someone will pay for us because, oh my God, paying that much money was not fun.
Yeah, I don't. Honestly, I got beef with the whiskey. I don't think it's a good venue. I don't think it's worth it. It's a venue I feel like that just drains the scene in terms of like ripping people off.
Hollywood.
Hollywood
was on Sunset. Yeah.
I was there one time. I saw the Doors.
Oh, the
Oh,
Doors.
that's good.
Oh, that was
So
great.
cool.
Lila Child was badass.
Yeah.
Got to see the Skinwalkers at whiskey.
Like, Skin who? What are you talking about?
I'll be there, bro. I'll pay for your guys' parking.
So what was it, like a bar or?
We're in the venue.
Yeah, it's a
Whiskey is
big
a little-
bar
yeah,
venue.
Or like a club.
A lot of bands played there. A lot
Yeah, a
of
lot.
It's
famous
one of-
bands played there.
Yeah.
It's one of the main like Hollywood venues that is like a big venue, but small bands still play it. And the reason is that like usually they'll put you, you can like pay the whiskey to basically put you on with larger bands that are like touring through and stuff. But it's like $500.
It's 500. Well, it's 500 first time and then 600 after that.
Yeah, that's
For the
insane.
second time, you know, you already proved yourself as a decent band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because
now
like.
pay us more money.
Yeah, remember, for a little side context, I think I was talking with Andrew, Yasi, and Unique about this, and our other guitarist, Colin, but I think they wanted us to headline for, what was it, X or something like that, or like another band like that.
Yeah, they hit you up. They hit you up
and then
again.
it was around Christmas, December time. We were
Yeah.
going to do it, but they were like, oh, you gotta pay 600, and I was like, that's too much.
Yeah.
It's way too much.
Yeah.
I think making bands pay for shows is kind of redundant because they're the ones that's gonna bring in people
Exactly.
and bring in money.
Uh-huh.
Most times though, at some shows I do understand the reluctancy because not everyone brings money except for punk shows. Most of us are broke. So
Amen.
yeah, even when I used to go to shows, I don't have money, but I used to like trade shit out to at least circulate something.
Yeah.
But
I
I get why.
Remember, Terra Millis is like a math rock band, and they used to just be like, "Oh yeah, well, since merch and tickets are all just tradable. If you just bring if you bring items that we can perceive to have some amount of value."
One of my first house shows, the weirdest thing I did was I'm not gonna say her name, but my aunt, she was a dentist, and so she was able to get me real human teeth, and which I used as earrings. So I traded out 2 molars for I forgot what it was, like either stickers or keychains. So trading can get you some
Trading
interesting
is
shit.
I know, that's an interesting trade.
I'm
right
really
there.
sorry, but I do have to go because I have to finish like my essays, and I'm gonna have to stay up all night if I stay doing this.
Well, Yasi, thank you so much for giving us input and stuff like that, and for being part of the Skinwalker family and stuff like that. I'll talk to you soon later after the podcast and stuff. But thank you so much for giving us input on your experience, kind of, you know. Alright, cool. Alright, see you around,
I'm
home.
gonna go too actually because I gotta study for my ED.
Well, thank you very much.
It's been real.
I'll see you later, my second husband. We'll talk later.
Number 2, not the first one.
Oh no, you're my first. Come on. Well, I know Andrew Longer.
No, I gotta be your first. There's no fun. I've known you since fucking 2006.
I know, yeah, too long. Alright, we'll love you guys. We'll see you later, okay?
But see you guys.
Bye,
you
guys.
Later, guys.
Recording stopped.
So why did Brian kick him out of the band?
Oh my god, no.
Right, what's your beef with them?
No. Wait, how do I know? How do I?
you're fucking.
Okay, I'm stupid.
Fucking
It's upside down.
turn off your phone.
Okay, cool.
Making sure they're not
Brian
there.
in 6th grade.
Oh my god. So no, I mean they are here. So the reason why they left was because of scheduling.
Why you made them leave?
Alright, I want to clarify. I made no one in the band leave. If there was any person that I did make leave, was probably
There was
Ryan.
that one drummer
Was
that
ju-
like sounded like an ass.
Oh,
Ryan.
Ryan
You
or
said he
Christian?
hated them or something.
Right.
Oh, Christian, yeah,
Oh,
Christian.
right.
Well,
Yeah.
Christian's a good guy. The problem was that we were going to do a show with Wonderful, who are now, I think they've now disbanded.
Mm.
But the problem was there was an issue with the guitarist, with my guitarist. I won't specify the issue, but it was an issue that we had to bring up for the bands. And I said, well, I want you guys to still play, but he can't play and stuff like that because he makes everyone in the band uncomfortable. And he basically said, well, fuck you guys, I don't want to play anymore. And then that's when they stopped playing or hanging out with us.
Your first drummer?
The first drummer,
Oh, that's
yeah.
crazy.
And then that's when we met Ryan, who became the second drummer. And Ryan's a good guy,
Oh.
but he had other projects similar to you, Ben, and
wow.
because he was so dedicated
Brian.
with, I would say a mysterious, amazing woman came by to give us sandwiches magically. But no, Ryan was a good drummer. The problem was he was dedicated to his other music, and because he wanted more harder stuff and more softer stuff, he went with the softer rock, and then Rena wanted that too, and so she kind of mutually left the band through that way. And I think after our really shitty, I mean, I thought the show was okay.
Which one?
It's not our worst show, the one on the rooftop.
Oh well, I didn't play that one. Torta filled in for me because of my back.
Oh yeah,
So-
no, you were there.
I
You
know,
didn't
but
play it,
I
yeah.
couldn't play. Yeah, he filled in for me, but
I don't
yeah,
think that
remember.
was the worst show. I think that
No,
was.
no, we've had worse.
Yeah, we've
I've
had
fucking
worse, but that
worse.
was definitely the second or third worst show. And that night, I got a message saying like, Brian, I appreciate your time, but I don't think I'm gonna be part of the band anymore and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, and you know, when it comes to band stuff, and maybe you guys can have an opinion on this, but I would appreciate when people want to leave, and I think you know this too. When you have people leave your life, I think you would appreciate people at least telling you face to face, like, I'm not
Yeah.
going to be part of this
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
Because it shows that they're not afraid of confrontation, and more importantly, they're not afraid of you. And I think that was one of the issues is I'm very high maintenance. and
Shows
when it
what kind
comes
of
to
person
shows-
they are.
Yeah. When it came to the shows, I think I scared a lot of the original members and stuff.
What?
I don't know. I think so. Do I scare you guys?
Just a little bit.
I mean,
Yeah, a lot.
I feel like
This guy.
I feel
That's a beautiful
Oh, thank you.
I feel like it's just like it's like a real job. A band, a podcast, or anything like that. It's just like a real job. You put in your 2 weeks, and you tell your boss, you're like, hey, put him in 2 weeks in, I'm gonna be leaving.
Yeah.
And doing it through text is just like a breakup.
Yeah.
You can't do that shit through text. It's stupid, it's immature,
Yeah.
and it's not.
It is.
It's do it in person. Buff up and do it.
But what if you do it like via memes? Like
You're you're stupid.
Yeah, well.
You know what? I'll accept that one.
That's-
You guys
that's
leave,
ballsy.
can you do it through memes?
I will do it.
I'll accept that.
Andrew guys sent me
Blocked on
the
all.
turkey. Oh god.
I'm out.
Well,
Sent one meme and then blocked us all.
Well,
Fell off the face of the
I
earth.
have a quick question. I know that the majority of our members on this table are half of them are very new and the other half have been experienced with it. So I want to kind of ask a question, a bit of on a roundtable discussion on like how so far has been your experience with Skinwalkers, and do you think it's going well, or is there things to improve upon that? You know?
This is the real talk. This is where where she gets there's gonna
At
be
this
like
point,
some
before it was memes, and now it's real.
No, it's real.
Don't forget, it's
Gun on the
Marty.
table.
I feel like someone who's been like, who's the oldest member aside from Brian?
Andrew.
I agree. What was the question again?
He's that old. He forgot.
What? Got the dementia setting in.
Well, the question was like, being a skinwalker, how has that made you feel? Or do you sometimes not even feel like a skinwalker?
No, I do. Since I've been playing with you guys, I've liked it. I mean, like I said, you guys used to borrow my drum set. That's the reason why I started coming around. And then the thing happened with Ryan, and then I started, I fell in. So I mean, ever since then, it's been fun. I liked it. It's definitely a new experience to play different songs, like from different genres and stuff like that. But it's cool. I like it. But I mean, from when I first started playing music, I started playing back in middle school. So 6th grade, I started off with saxophone. So I've been playing for a long time. So going from that to where I'm at now, it's really been an awesome experience, to be honest with you. And to play with you, a longtime friend I've known, forever. It's cool. It's cool. It's something cool to do.
For me, he's my right to the practice. I'm basically forced. I mean, no, he's basically the only reason why I'm here. Besides the rides and shit, but I started off with a different band with him, and then from there we just we kept jamming, and we just basically told me like, hey, just fill it in for us. And ever since that, I've just been part of the band.
Okay. Isaac and Ben, I know you guys are pretty new.
You want to go or I'll go?
Well, so you guys
I
can
could
go.
go.
It's okay. It's okay.
I could chat. It definitely feels, because the first time I played, I can feel like the organization improvement for sure. I mean, part of that was also because it was a little bit last minute when we did the birthday show. We still did pretty good for no practice. But hey, afterwards having
That was
yeah,
for your second, yeah.
Yeah.
Ben's like, I forgot that.
Oh,
I choose to forget that.
I'm on the. It's like 4 people in the crowd.
Yeah. Thank you for being one
It was good.
Low risk.
Went hard.
Low risk. Yeah, but that felt good.
Yeah, I did.
We dig it. I
I
like it
show
because
Diego that day too.
That was actually one of my first shows.
Really?
Your
What?
birthday show.
Whoa.
Wow.
In East LA.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Thank you, dude. We're popping the cherry at both things.
There we go.
Yeah. I gotta say, I'm sorry, I underestimated because it took me a while. I didn't know when we did the show that you were the person who Brian was like, oh yeah, some guy locally just was like, oh, you want to play in my parents' backyard?
It's understandable. I know. I
Yeah.
don't really come off too much as saying like, hey, this is my place. Usually, I just.
Yeah. No, but you run an operation here, so that's
A little bit,
yeah.
Do you get a lot of trouble with it?
Well, we only had one show going. What are you saying?
Do you get a lot of trouble with it?
No, not really. I mean, my parents are here usually, during the shows. We only had one so far, but even then, they were, really cool with everything that went on. I mean, that as long as we don't, let anyone too fucking crazy going, any nausea or shit like that.
What about, cops and shit like that? Do they come in?
Honestly, there hasn't been much cops here. The fucking preppy lady over there, who's just this old white lady that's complaining about homelessness across the street. So the only cops that come here is just the ones that she forces over here to tell people to move.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, it's not. I mean, if you go more into La Puente, then it's a little worse with a few more cops. But over here on the edge, not really.
Yeah, I hosted a show at Skinwalkers in Pico. I live in Pico Rivera, and the cops got called on us a few times. They came back a few times because there's some old lady who just bitches because we used to practice in the garage. And I guess she didn't like it, and she would call the cops on us multiple times. So I think that's why I wouldn't host the show at Pico.
Just gotta wait for that old lady.
She got her time with it.
She fell the other day.
She's like, oh, so close.
Yeah, she fell the other day, so.
Oh my God. We don't condone elderly abuse, but we do find it funny.
That was one funny thing about the LA River show of when I was at the gate of where you started the hike to the show where you had to carry all your gear because you couldn't have cars. Yeah, I had to carry 2 just full amps just in my arms for 2 miles.
Yeah.
That was probably the best workout I've gotten in years. But I was at the gate for a while the show was happening, and there were caravans of police just pulling up from complaints, seeing the gate, and then just turning around. There was probably the cops probably got called upwards of 10 times.
Why,
and
though?
they never got found though.
So
Like they never found the show.
Why would they complain if it's fucking miles out?
I don't know how they even got called, but they did, but they never found the show.
There's
So.
some stalker, some
Yeah,
monocular.
across the
Those
LA
kids,
River.
those kids are having fun miles away from here. I can't hear them, but if I did, I'd be unable to sleep. Dude, I hate people like that.
I sense happiness.
I know, I got destroyed. Hey, it's music, we're not killing people.
There's always
Like,
that one person who's a fucking.
You know.
Ben has to make sure he's killed 2 people at each
Yeah.
show.
I got a body count to keep up. What was the original question?
Well, real quick, well, Pedro, I think you have a question right now.
Yeah,
Or,
but your question, did it get finished?
I think we're still waiting on Ben. I mean, but if you want to move on.
No, we can-
Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
of course.
The original question was, being a new Skinwalker, how's that feel? You know, like, do you feel like you're coming into it well, or do you feel like?
Yeah, it's. I've been enjoying a lot of the projects that I'm in right now because I'm kind of in like one project that kind of suits every kind of like artistic whole, I guess, in terms of like I've never been in a band where I'm just the guitarist. I was a drummer mostly for a long time in a lot of projects, then kind of got tired of like, I was in a lot of bands where people would just like stand still on stage and that like, not profitry, that wasn't, not you, but that kind of like, I just thought like, whenever I play a show, I don't want to have any energy left. Like I want to put on like a performance, like be active on stage. And so I kind of felt like, man, I'd love to do drumming if I could somehow like stand up and run around while doing drums or something.
I feel that. Yeah, I feel that.
But in my other projects, I do like singing while doing guitar and stuff. But Skinwalkers is fun because I'm only doing guitar, so I can just kind of, and also because Isaac's usually a lot more practiced at the songs than I am. He usually holds it down while I just like try to roughly play along while just trying to go like crazy as I can and doing like weirder effects and stuff. I kind of, yeah, just try and have energy as much as possible. It's like for a while for my workout, I would just like work out for like music practice and stuff. I would just like set a 30-minute timer and just see like how hard I can play, like as if I was at a like show. And I did put a hole in my wall. My parents were very mad about where my like headstock went through a wall.
Have you started drinking Monster Energy? Have you considered changing your name to Kyle?
What? Kyle?
Kyle?
You went,
Kyle.
boy.
Okay.
What you said about the drummer, there was like a meme that kind of surfaced. Like there's this one drummer, like he got really fucking into it. He like kicked back his chair and like standing up, slamming his thing. But he also did like he started hitting his drum like from the back of him, and then eventually just fucking kicked his stand. Like, you can have a lot of like energy as a drummer, but I feel like being a guitarist or a vocalist is a little easier because you have more space.
Yeah, do the marching band thing. Get the guy to start around the crowd.
Actually, me and Isaac just went to a show last night that's a guitar drums duo, and the drummer like stands up while playing his kit like most of the time.
They started disassembling the kit to end the show. He was still playing, and the
Like, as he
singer
was, like-
it was
That's
just
how we're gonna
really
head off
busy.
on our new set list.
Okay,
Andrew, get
yeah,
ready.
we'll do that.
It was
We're just
crazy.
gonna
He
take
like
all the
looped his guitar.
Oh.
He was like looping his guitar, so like it was still playing, and he just started like tearing down the drum kit while he was like playing on it. It was crazy.
Okay, we're doing that now.
He had like one guitar going through like 2 full stacks, 2 other amps, and then like all the sub and bass going through the house. And like his guitar was split into like 4 octaves of like having it be like this amp is doing lead guitar like range, and then this amp is doing like rhythm, this amp's doing bass. It was like wild performance.
That was 68, right? That
Yeah,
was
68. He used to be in like another hardcore band called Chariot. That was like pretty big in the 2000s. It was a long time.
We also saw Callous Cowboys. I heard the we were listening to music on the way before we went. I was like, oh, I'm gonna die in this pit, and then I died.
Yeah,
in
they're
the
like
pit.
a hardcore, grindcore, weird. They're a fun band.
They're loud.
Yeah, they're like mathcore kind of stuff too, like a Dillinger Escape Plan kind of stuff. You know, yeah. Yeah.
So let's be real here. Who has gotten almost arrested or arrested?
Oh shit.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right. I feel like the most talkative person. So we actually, well, I almost got personally arrested. I don't know about everyone else, but this was a show that Andrew was supposed to play, but he wasn't able to.
Which show?
This was the underground show at UCLA. I think my mom came by and she asked for the kit. That one.
Oh yeah.
And so Eric, he lent us the kit so we can do a show at UCLA. So at UCLA we had a tradition, we still have it, where by the end of every quarter, the Wednesday before finals week or on finals week, everyone dresses up in their underwear and they run around the whole campus. And they try not to get arrested or try not to do anything crazy. I mean, people drink, people smoke. And we had the idea of wanting to be, I mean, I'm sure other bands have done it, but we wanted to be the first band of like what we know to perform at the Onion Run. And so we set up everything. I asked the school for all the information so we can perform. And on the day of, the officers came by and they told us that all the information I had that we usually signed with the platforms and for us to perform, they said, no, we can't perform anymore. And I said, well, that's BS. We have all the emails. It says we can perform as long as we're not endangering anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically told me, well, if you don't move, we're going to arrest you right now. And I was kind of pushing it. I was like, if you're gonna arrest me, you better not arrest anyone else and stuff like that. Because I'm gonna go down for this. I love music. This is my life, and I'm about to graduate, and I want to fucking perform. And they said, all right, well, we're gonna arrest you right now. I'm like, fine, I'm done. And so at that night, I think I cried because it was like emotionally heartbreaking for me. I was graduating, and I was told that we could perform. And what hurt me the most was another band. I'm not gonna name them because I don't think they should get any more attention for their gimmicks and for their bullshit. But they got to perform that night instead. And we had a big fight about it because a majority of the band, so sorry Isaac and Ben, the majority of them are white. And I think the reason, or one of the reasons why they were able to perform, and I asked them if they had permission, and they didn't. They just had a better placement than us. And they were able to perform that night. The cops came by and they looked at them and they were like, "Oh yeah, let them finish their set." And I stood there for a whole hour watching them as the police were right there. The same cops who almost wanted to arrest us and almost kick us out allowed them to play instead. So that was the most bullshit moment I've ever had with the cops. And then me and Unique mostly, I kind of put like an input for vocals, but Unique was like, I'm gonna write a cop song, and I think one of the lyrics was like, I think it was like fuck cops, we're just playing music, fuck cops, I don't know, something related to like they kill black children more than they have to deal with, they ignore the death of black children more than they do with music complaints or something like that. Like that was one of the lyrics. But yeah, it was a rough night, and I think that was kind of like a stepping stone for when the band kind of took a bit of a break. Because we do take mutual breaks around summer and winter time because we're exhausted, we have work,
I took a lot of
stuff, and other projects that we can.
He got really sick of Brian's shit.
I'm fucking tired.
Andrew doesn't even work. He's just like,
he doesn't work.
I said, no, this is enough.
Being mad about Brian.
I mean, I don't know so much about the other guys about like experiences almost being threatened with arrest. So.
Well, this is a couple of years. My mom was still around. She had just gotten out of jail or prison. She was doing some time, and I wanted to pick her up in East LA. Anyways, I took her back to her house, and we were gonna go ready to go out to eat. And her friend had just got out of prison. Big motherfucker. Looks just like me. I kind of swear he's my dad. That's how much he looks like me. So anyways,
and then I found out he was white.
No, so we're going, right? And he jumps in the car. We go to the 7-Eleven down the street. And then next thing you know, there's like 4 or 5 squad cars pulling up behind us. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? This fool, I could see in his face, he knows what's going on. And I just see all these cops coming out. They have like fucking AR-15 shotguns pointed towards us. So I was like, fuck, man. I wanted to shit myself. That's how scared I was, dude. I was scared. And they're like, hey, driver, get out of the car. Turn off the car. Throw the keys out the window. And I did that. They had me on the floor, handcuffed me, put me in the car. And I was like, fuck, man. Just because the guy was wanted. He still had warrants.
Oh shit! Wait, so did he just leave the jail?
No, he was released. But he started. They did that to my dad. My dad was released one time, and my dad went home and they arrested him again. So yeah, I was like, fuck, man. I was so scared. Like I was like literally, that was an experience for me. And my mom was just out there like, oh, you fucking cops, you fucking pigs, this and that. And they took her in too because she was, I forgot, disturbing the peace or some bullshit like that. So they handcuffed her too, and yeah, that's one of the experiences I had, and only one I hope I have. So,
until the next show.
Until the next show.
Until I have my warrants.
You guys see me running around naked.
Luckily, we don't have the cop out over here. I know in like places like in Orange County, a few people have like they had to do underground shows, or like even the flyers, you can't like really post them online,
Yeah, that's
otherwise
crazy.
they'll get like shut down instantly.
Yeah.
So like one band will be able to play like, I don't know, 20-minute set before the cops get called, and then they try to switch to a different area, and then it's fucking
Yeah,
chaos
it's real.
over
I
there.
heard it's
It
real hard
sucks.
over there to play a show over there.
Yeah, I was talking to the guy that runs local, well, kind of not local anymore. Coded is like a promotion thing. They do stuff in LA and also New York. And I was talking to him about just like what the difference is between like the New York scene versus the like Santa Cruz scene is like another one he's done some stuff in versus like the LA scene. And it, like in some places, like it's crazy. Like with New York, they're like they don't have more than like 2 bands on a set because it's like, oh yeah, they're like the cops will come after like the first band, like just because of how like frequent and crazy that shit is. So yeah. So honestly, LA is apparently pretty good for it in terms of like I've only been to a few shows that have gotten shut down.
I mean, for most of here, for the cops to get called, it's very hypocritical. We're in a very Hispanic area, and you know, like some big parties and fucking bandas that you can hear across town. Yeah, so we don't have that issue over here, although I have been to like other crazy house shows where I guess they have the same situation where cops never really been called. And then again, sometimes I go to East LA, a place called Coyote Studios. They used to have a lot of shows. I don't know if they still do. I haven't seen any flyers recently. But it's a very chill place. But just the bands like are fucking awesome. And luckily we never had a concert. I don't know. I've heard people like cops get shut down some shows. I just never experienced one, and I've been like a very different array of different shows.
First show I ever helped promote with the band that me and Isaac played in before, Skinwalkers, Prophet Tree, did almost get shut down because we played at a skate park, and we kind of scoped it out and planned it through enough that like I thought it wasn't going to be an issue, but it was kind of sketchily close to some residential areas, and like all of the local neighbors that were like in the immediate vicinity came over and were like talking to us about like how cool it was that we were doing this, but then like one woman from like 5 blocks down the road that like could barely hear it probably was like, these kids.
Yeah, they were taking license plates too. There was a lady who was walking along like taking all the license plates down.
But the guy that like, I guess it was like employee of the skate park. I don't know how that works. But like a guy that like apparently was like with the skate park came over and was like, oh yeah, I know a spot. Go like 4 blocks that way. And there was like a just grassy area that was like next to some warehouses where like no one really cared. So
that was a perfect venue. I know that you guys were figuring out what the whole lighting situation was, where it's like later half of the night.
I love being able to see my friend.
We need to get lights next time, but yeah, I'd be down to. Generator shows are pretty fun. It's been some of my favorites, definitely.
I mean, I thought about like having shows at the parks, but I never really thought of the generators as a way of power. That's pretty smart.
Yeah, that's usually the way people go.
Hell expensive.
Oh yeah. Usually it's like you know someone. Like all the shows I've done, or like one of the bands will bring it. Usually, yeah.
Anyone want a sandwich?
Oscar.
Sandwich are good.
Oscar.
Andrew,
Ryan, you've been arrested. Have you been arrested, Oscar? You have any answers?
You have any real
Isaac sometime.
He's
35
he's
years.
definitely done time.
45.
It wasn't something I can talk about. on
Isaac's
camera.
done, time will be.
Yeah.
When a tight end came out of lose.
Yeah. Aside from that one first show, I've never had anything with the cops except for like music related. I used to do in COVID a lot of like urbex stuff where like I would just go into abandoned places and like take pictures and stuff, and I've been starting to do that now because aside from like music, I also do like game development stuff, and it's cool because a lot of my stuff is in like a more like 90s old school style. I can basically just take pictures I take and like turn them into 3D assets. So I've been like going into abandoned places, and the cops came one time and like were looking for me, and I basically just like had to hide in like a industrial, like it looked like a water tower, but it wasn't on legs. I just kind of.
This is recorded, by the way.
It's fine. I'm not touring. I probably would have been found if they had dogs, but they didn't bring dogs, so it was chill.
We have a wanted criminal here. He takes photos
Okay,
of abandoned
trespassing.
places.
Cool. Wow, trespassing. Ooh.
That's
on
pretty
the
metal.
list of things that I could have done.
On the list of things, yeah.
It's like trespassing is like nothing.
Top 10 most wanted.
Especially in abandoned places, like just some of the laws against that are so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all just safety laws at the end of the day, but even then, it's like.
Yeah. It's scarier seeing random people because there was one time a guy had like a shotgun and he was like he was saying he was saying he owned the place. He was definitely some like random guy that like just was saying he owned the place, and he was probably on something crazy. Like he definitely was cracked out on something.
Just like shooting kids.
Yeah, pastime. I mean, I aspire to that someday. Yeah, that'll be me in 20 years, wandering around abandoned places with shotguns, looking for kids.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by
Shooting.
Pick up our new 300 blackout rounds.
Sponsored by the LAPD.
Remington 8.
No, this is actually sponsored by my own company, but this time it's actually going to be Inversical Animations. This is a new part of my company where we are doing some cool animations. We don't have things so far, but expect a video soon.
Hentai?
Only for our patrons.
Only for the
Only for the patrons, yeah.
Well, shit, sign me up.
The patrons get the under the table camera.
The ones who pay get a show.
You can check out the promos on Twitter.
Dude,
Furry stuff is extra.
Twitter's disgusting, dude.
I know, it's horrendous.
I see so much shit on Twitter, like.
Oh, you've seen.
Yeah, what do you watch?
Yeah, you've seen it all.
I know, I've seen shit on
He's
Twitter.
doing his research.
It's like, no, literally, it's like a mini Pornhub. Like, seriously, it is, dude. It is.
And that's what he uses it for. He
I
goes
know
on there daily.
They got some good stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
I think if I looked at your phone right now, you still have it installed. You'll say that. Yeah, you put this stuff on.
Dude, Game Ninja Gangbang 7's looking solid on Twitter.
Let me ask, are you in a relationship? Can we see your iPhone really quick?
Siri, look up nephew with uncle.
Oh my god. So this is the reason why we don't get a lot of originals, because majority of our practices are this. Or Oscar getting fucking drunken.
We're not waking up
Missing all of
for
rehearsal.
We're not waking up for fucking practice.
Yeah.
I literally
No,
woke-
we
I literally woke up
that
an hour
was-
into
that was-
practice.
that was the show.
Oscar, you want to tell the story
Dude,
about?
Yeah.
That was the morning of
Yeah,
the
you
show.
tell it. That's your
We
punishment.
had booked it the day before for like 6 in the morning for like 2 hours. My stupid ass, I guess, drunk the day before.
We had practice that night. Vice.
I was thinking like, okay, I'll probably see like 2 hours and then wake up, for practice. Dude, I woke up like mid into practice and I get all these messages like, hey, wake the fuck up. Everyone. Even he told me like, hey, I slept in. Like, yeah, not as much as me.
I
though.
slept in, but I got there in time actually. But this fool, oh my
I'm like,
god!
oh, I slept. I did not just sleep. I fucking woke up from my
And we're waiting outside. It's cold. These fuckers have jackets on. I have like a shirt on. It's so fucking
Worst
cold out
part,
there.
worst part, the only way to get into the rehearsal that they need a code in order to get all these rooms.
He had the code.
The
Yeah.
code into the parking lot, the code into the.
And I tried so many
building.
codes. I tried so many. I couldn't get
We had
it.
like work at like 9 a.m. or something, so we're on just a tight schedule.
But we did get for the hour we had. We did get a lot done.
I,
Yeah,
we
we
did
did,
get
yeah,
that
yeah.
one again. I'm sorry about that
No,
one.
it's okay.
It was bad.
It's okay. Oscar.
Yeah,
And
we
later, at the show, we go down the road to pick up some drinks, and I pick up like a case, like, oh, this should be enough. And it's like,
It was
no,
not.
you need to pick up one more.
This is Oscar's
I'm
case,
only-
and this is the rest of the band's case.
This is also Oscar's case.
And this is also
It was a
Oscar's
band's
case.
case. It was a band's case. Not even that.
Band's case, but he drank it all.
But no, yeah, the Van Eyck show, not the Van Eyck, fuck, the La Fuente show, I always get them mixed up because in the group chats, I always put in the name and shit like that for Van Eyck's. I was like, oh yeah, put Van Eyck's for Van Ice, and for your show, I was like, oh, what if we did La Plunk and stuff like that. And low key, I thought you were gonna be like, that's stupid as hell. And
I
then
like
you
that.
and you were like, I like it. I'm like, please don't go with it.
It's funny. I got mixed reactions too. Like I go to a adult school for culinary. I
Yeah.
told my chef, she's like, "That's fucking stupid." But then one of the alumni came in and like I told, like, he saw the flyers. Like, who's this? I said, it's my show. Dude, I fucking love the name. It's like it's creative. I like it. So I got mixed reactions. I like it personally.
Well, I appreciate you like the names. I'm definitely stupid when it comes with names. But yeah, no, I mean, that was a great show. I think we did learn a lesson though when it came to, because we did have a bit of an issue, and I think the issue was on our part and stuff like that, and not on the venues. It was on our part when it came to the music and stuff like that, when it came to sound, and we kind of messed up on like some beats on certain songs, and I feel like we could have done better because our practices.
I think like an entire
we have to be
we
on
did like an entire song where he was playing in like the wrong time signature.
The wrong, yeah. So it was definitely trying to figure out.
It's a house show.
It's
don't
a house
expect
show,
it to
yeah.
sound
And
good.
honestly, this was I think our first official time using everything, especially the new shit that I just bought.
Well, which one are we talking about?
For the last show.
I gotta like give you a
The
lesson
birthday
on,
one?
like,
Yeah, yeah.
rapping.
No, the birthday. The birthday shows. That last one was horrendous.
Oh, dude,
But that was just because of sound.
What happened?
I wanted to throw my drum set at you.
What happened was I didn't have a sound mixer for that show, and so that was the show that we first met at. I mean, it went all right and stuff like that. It could have been better. I felt like we did half as good as we were supposed to do and stuff like that. Isaac pulled in at the last second. I appreciate his entire energy for coming in and helping us out and stuff like that. This was the transitional period where Unique was kind of leaving, but he kind of was like, I'm going to play one last show with you guys because I do owe you that. Andrew helped out with the show too. We just didn't have any practice. We had an hour before.
That's what was the problem.
Yeah, I was
so
that was the only issue.
And then the other thing was like I blew up my vocal cords for that show too, because Andrew couldn't hear me, and so figuring out the time signatures of him.
Well, I couldn't hear the guitars. The only thing I heard, because he was right next to me, was him. And he plays the bass.
Do we have
So
any
it
song that's
didn't-
not in 4/4?
I don't think so.
I'm saying,
I don't know. But for the other songs and for this show, for the La Puente show, I think that also kind of somewhat happened, especially with the speaker and stuff like that.
No, but it sounded good.
Yeah,
It
I
did
mean,
sound
it sounded good, but there were some points where I feel like, because I was watching the videos and stuff, and we definitely messed up on sound signatures and stuff like that. But like, you know, everything's a work in progress, and I think for the next show we're gonna test it out where we're gonna have one of the speakers behind Andrew so I can fully hear everything, and then the other one we're just gonna put up louder.
Yeah.
For the whole audience.
It'll work out.
Yeah, it will definitely work.
We'll find something to do, but
Cool. The car's full on this one.
The card is full.
Yep.
all right. When's our next show?
Our next show officially that we have, thankfully our gracious
May
host,
4th.
May the 4th. I want to do a Star Wars theme so bad. I'm gonna bring my Star Wars on.
I'm so fucking stupid. I forgot about.
Oh yeah, I thought that was like the whole thing of like it was gonna be.
No, oh my god. Even for May 4th, I even hung these up once to have a little screening of Star Wars.
You could, honestly, if you have a projector, you should just project the movies onto the band's
that'd
play.
be pretty
That'd be tight.
I fucking should do that.
Like that'd be sick if you just had them playing behind the bands the whole time.
Please don't put us on when Luke and Leia are kissing.
Oh my
Please
god,
don't.
yeah, definitely put us on that.
Please.
Or no, what's the, I can
And you get a song like, "That's it, sister."
incest. Like, probably
We just put on the Princess Leia. song. That's all we need. Just need
But no, yeah, I mean the
Star
official-
Wars sexual.
I mean, the official next time that we're gonna do show is May the 4th. I know that Isaac is still figuring out his situation and stuff like that with the band, so we'll figure out how if he's able to play that show and stuff like that. And I don't think we have any other show until then. I know there's some other bands. Actually, the OCC, they've been calling me up on trying to figure out a show and stuff like that.
OCC?
Yeah, the OC, Orange County and stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah, because at my school at Fullerton and stuff like that, I'm nearby the area, and one of the clubs over there, they do a lot of, they're called the Subculture Music Club and stuff, and so they focus on a lot on trying to get a lot more underground scene bands and stuff like that to perform. They're just trying to find venues. So I told them like, hey, yeah, I'm down to like support y'all and send out my music equipment to y'all so that we can do like the show and stuff. And I think we might do another one hopefully before May the 4th. I know that I always try to keep. I want to make sure when we do shows we keep scheduling well. And I think we talked about this before. That we always want to have a 2-week notice prior, because my God, after the La Puente show, I think that was pretty good. But as much as I love this shirt, I'm never wearing this collar again because I think I popped blood vessels in my face.
Jesus.
And I did not have my voice for at least 2 weeks. So like,
Oh yeah.
and then everyone felt ill. What was it? Isaac and Ben, you both got fucking sick.
Yeah, I
after
did.
the show.
I didn't get
They
sick.
all
I
did.
just was I just
You
died.
gooned.
Yeah,
I gooned too hard on
You gooned
stage.
too hard.
I
Coming out
gooned
as well.
mid solo.
Mid-solo,
So
yeah.
never guitarist goons.
For me, my neck hurt. I sprained my ankle the day of the show
Dude,
as well.
yeah.
But I still mosh, so you got fucking.
Hey,
worse.
that's dedication
My
right there.
my
good.
voice was torn up. It took like a week to recover after that.
But hey, you sounded really good when you popped that for the last part. You're a pretty good singer and stuff like that. No, you are. Come on.
at the show, probably not my greatest because I was a little, you know. But I mean, I tried my hardest. Here, do you play?
No,
No, give me the whole fucking plate.
I actually.
Are you gonna eat that?
You got thick? Oh, you got sick. Okay.
What?
Sorry. I heard I got thick. I'm like,
Yeah, I got thick in that show. What is that?
I got hella thick from the show. I got thick from the show.
Brian's low key gay.
Oh my god.
I knew it.
So yeah, I got.
I call
sick.
it.
I call it. Women.
Like me.
That was honestly a good show.
No,
It was like actually the first show I actually went to. That Jay was like, "You'll like it," and I'm like, "I don't know, dude."
Well, it's not a hardcore show. If I brought you to a hardcore show, you'd probably be scared.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
No, but I mean, like,
Isaac last night was like, why is there always a Fallout 4 super mutant in the pit killing people?
There's a huge Jack guy, and I have like negative body weight, so like if he hit me, I probably would have died. So most of
Team
the
rocket through the ceiling.
yeah.
Not last time I went, there was this giant fucking muscular native guy. He was like, I want to say like 6'2".
Jeez.
No, he was really cool though. He did not like he crowd killed, but in the middle, like where no one was. So like when he was being all thrashing and shit like that, he didn't really hit anyone. This one girl though, like she was honestly like 5'2".
Oh my
Just
God,
this white
dude.
girl in like spandex shorts and like just a crop top. She started fucking crowd killing all around the
Yeah.
the edges of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Instead
Is
of
this the punch show?
no, this is a
Oh,
hardcore show I went to. I forgot
Okay,
the name.
nice.
We didn't have any crazy Jack people at those points, except Brian.
Yeah, I could hardly do that. I mean, the fucking I was working the audio shit, and fucking Oscar sent me a photo of like me, like all hunched over.
Literally, I was playing my set after, and I just look over, and I'm like, oh wait, where's Brian? I look over, and Brian's just like, like in his hands, just like dying. Yeah.
Have you guys seen that one meme with that one dude playing the air drums? Who was the coach for the Texas football team? Who was playing the air drums in fucking
Brian
Rush, right?
Yeah, right.
Same guy. I literally see the same guy in him.
Oh my god. Dude, I was just sitting like this and now hunched over. And
then the
then
next minute,
I was like a fucking goblin. And I'm like doing this. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good ass beat and shit like that.
Yeah.
God, I swear. The amount of photo. And then I don't know if you've been seeing, but on our handle, actually real quick, can I pop in a question real quick? All right, here. I'm actually gonna. Well, fuck. I don't know why I'm gonna pop this question because I'm the only one that can answer.
This will
it.
be my last question because I gotta head out at 12.
Oh,
so
well,
go
here,
for
let
it.
me figure out a new question then for.
Good one. It's
A good one. A good. Well, here. Well, I mean, do you guys have any questions and stuff like that?
In regards to the band, or you?
Well, about anything. Yeah. Like where the band's going.
What was your guys' first like big name band show? Like your first ever show, like a band you listened to. That you know what I'm trying to say?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like the first.
The first show you've ever seen?
Yeah, you've ever seen.
Your first show that you ever seen?
Yeah.
Here, you want to go first, boys?
The first big show that like I feel like kind of moved me towards like those like the musical direction I wanted to go in, that kind of thing, like was influential to me, I guess, was probably seeing Jeff Rosenstock.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, he kind of, he plays like these blisteringly fast punk songs, and then when he gets on stage, plays them at like 4 times speed, and he does that for like hour-long sets, and I'm just like, dude must be doing crack behind the stage or something, because I think he's sober, but like, because he used to have some stuff, but like, yeah, I don't know, he just has crazy energy, and like, during like one of the songs that's like one of their hits, he does like a saxophone solo, and he just like stage dived and like was crowd surfing during the whole saxophone solo, and like people were moshing around the people that were crowd surfing him, and like it was just like it was crazy. But yeah, he's like done a lot, and he also kind of was before. Was it Radiohead that had that big thing where they like released an album for free? I was like, well, they like that. They had a record. He had a record label with his old band, Bomb the Music Industry, where he like released everything just like non-profit, where it was just like pay what you want, and that was like before like Bandcamp and that kind of thing did that, and that was like kind of just before I think Radiohead did something similar and like got a bunch of traction for like, whoa, how are they doing that? It was either that or Nine Inch Nails, I can't remember, but they like were doing that, and their like whole thing was just super DIY, and I've always kind of appreciated the way that they ran things, and kind of based a lot of my like band, like the way I think that like bands should be run around that, where like all of their merch was just like, hey, we don't have money to print merch, but like bring your shirts and we'll like spray paint our logo on your shirt. Or like all their shows were like always super cheap, like no matter where they were playing. Yeah, they had a cool etiquette to the way they ran things. So yeah, fun.
Who's next?
Alright, here, I'll be quick. The first show I ever went to, it was a Christian rock band show.
Hell yeah.
But I saw the Newsboys, and I also saw Toby Mac and stuff like that. So if you're really big into the Christian scene, they're like the best. That was my first Christian show. But I would say the first show that I ever like that got me into this type of music was for my 20th birthday. It was in Vegas, and System of a Down. I've been waiting to like hear from them like forever, and I'd never heard them live. And I was like, I'm gonna take this chance. And this was right before COVID happened.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and I was like, I gotta go to Vegas. So I bought my ticket. Well, my mom bought me my ticket for my birthday, and we went over there, and I saw them live with Korn and Russian Circles, and it was one of the greatest shows I ever saw. And at that moment, I was like, there's like Serge Tankian is like one of, if not the greatest singers of all time. Darren Malakian is one of, if not the most influential guitarists and most creative guitarists too. And then obviously John, and then Shavo and stuff like that, and then bass and the drums are perfect in the live mixtures. And at that moment, I was like, you know what? If they were able to make it out of Glendale and stuff like that, LA, what's like the chance of me like doing similar things? And I was like, I feel like I have a pretty chill voice. I don't think I'm a good singer, but I do think I have the potential to become better over time. And at that moment, I was like, I want to make a band, similar story, and I think we can do this.
Yeah, you put your mind to it, you can do anything you want.
Exactly.
Scream.
Exactly. Yeah. Now I'd be screaming and losing blood vessels.
The first show, I remember my sister. She asked if you did the pig squeal on the mic, and she asked, was that like a, I don't know, maybe that was like fine. She's like, when she heard you actually, when she saw you actually do it, she talked about it like for a good week.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. I love when people tell me like they're impressed by that, because I'm just like, I don't think I'm good, but I love showing people like, because I'm untrained. I don't know it, and I might lose my voice. Who knows? I'm working on trying not to lose my voice and stuff like that. But like when fucking even Ben during practices, he's like, "How the hell do you do that?" I'm like, "I just do it." At this point. Like,
You want to do it for the mic?
I mean, sure, yeah. Here, let me see if I. All right, cool. That's the most I can do right now.
That's your mating call?
Oh no!
But yeah, no. I mean, I can do it better with the mic and shit like that. But no, I mean,
Of course.
I love it when people say shit like that, because it's like, it's cool, it's inspiring. I love, and that's the thing that I love about like being in a band, is that when you hear people give you positive feedback, or even negative feedback, it's like I'm making a bit of an influence with people who I never would have imagined meeting in a million years. But because I'm in this scene, I'm able to meet them.
Cool.
Oh, my first band? Like the thing I went? It's kind of like hard to remember. The closest thing I can think it was in college. I was in Burlington, Vermont, and like the first show that I went to was They Might Be Giants, and that was not a hardcore gig, but I dig it.
But you were crowd killing.
I was crowd killing with all the like middle-aged dads and moms out there. But it was actually the next show I went to after that. It was like I think it was Agent Orange they were playing. That was like my first like hardcore gig out there, and the community in Burlington out there was definitely super chill. That was the first time I was like, wait a minute, all these people are like all scary and shit, but they're actually all super cool and super fun. And so that was like my introduction that I can do this. I can do this. And then that night my ex broke up with me. Anyway.
You want to talk about it?
That was a year ago.
We're here for you.
Yeah, here for you.
Andrew's
Not
Like,
right.
what kind of way?
Let's see. The first show I've ever been to, it's not so much like metal or anything like that, but it was like a Latin rock artist, Latin pop. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it, by the name of Juanes. Yeah, I saw him at the Hollywood Bowl. That was like my first ever show, and after that, it kind of like motivated me a little bit to like pick up the guitar in general.
Cool.
So, yeah.
And then he picked up the bass.
Oh, forced to pick up the bass.
Forced by the bass.
He picked up his bane and picked up his quad. My first like actual show, first show I went to was with him. We saw Damaging, the Metallica tribute band. So we saw them at the House of Blues. So that was my first show. But my first official show was also with him. We saw Metallica and Aftershock. What was it? It was Metallica, Black Veil Bride, Social Distortion,
Mastodon,
Pennywise.
Pennywise.
So that was my
Mammoth.
first show, and then that was my first mosh pit.
Yeah,
Wait, that was your
That was my
first?
first. Yeah,
I
when
was there
Pennywise
from
played.
too.
When Pennywise played, that shit was fuck. Yeah, that was my first show.
Hey, what was everyone's first mosh pit? That's a specific thing.
Oh, dude. Oh, I have a funny one. Yeah.
Dude, I used to know a guy who would go in mosh pits and fucking go like this with his arms hitting everyone. Joe?
Yeah, I remember.
Back in the La Puente show that you guys did here, I don't remember who came up to me and they told me that like you shouldn't be with that camera in the pit. They're like, you gotta take risks to get the good picture.
Yeah.
So
I at the show we were at last night, I like full body slammed some girl that was like recording the set, and like I apologized to her after the show, and she was like, "Ah, you pussy! You're apologizing. Come on,
Beat me. No, my first pit was at a local show over at UCLA, and it's weird to say, oh yeah, this pit was hard, but there was
some local bits go crazy."
I know, it was insane. It was this Canadian band, I forgot their name, but they were really good. The band that played prior was a DJ set, and I apologize for my stepbrother's DJ set. I just want to make that known right now.
Oh, at the show?
Yeah, at the show, yeah.
dude, my-
It was different. I know,
My
it
ears
was
were
fine.
raped.
It was different, but yeah.
I felt raped. I felt like I was just right there and I was like,
Gently, yes, that's the best way I can put it as well.
But no, the show the show that I went to, the band that went before the Canadian band was like that, and I was just like, oh boy. But when the Canadian band came, there was a lot of, and I don't want to be like one of those weird guys who are like the goth women, but there was a lot, but there was a bunch of goth.
but you are one of those guys.
There was these goth girls there, and I was in the pit, and Unique and me, we went, and our other first bassist, Alejandro, and we were just dancing. We were having a fun night. We were drinking, and then I punched one of the goth girls in the face, and her nose ring, it cut into her nose, and she was bleeding everywhere. And I apologized to her, and she said, "Oh, I love it." And I'm like,
my God.
I was like, oh my God. What is wrong with you? And
You're like, what's wrong with you? You want to hook up?
I got more than daddy issues. But no, after that, I walked back outside to catch a breather, and I was wearing my military vest, like I had my whole pit outfit and stuff, and I had my knife on me. And she was taking photos out there with her bloody nose. I'm like, oh, so why I apologize again for that? And she like, oh, can we take a photo of you? Because I had my face all painted and stuff like that. I had my hair in dreads. I had a knife in my pocket, and she was like, oh, you have a knife in your pocket? I'm like, oh, you can see that?
Use it on me.
But no, and so she took photos of my knife and stuff like that, and she started licking it and stuff like that.
Oh.
She started taking photos of me, and at that moment, I was like, wow, I love the culture. I love the pet culture.
I do love that. How like, I guess I know there are some reluctancies to like girls going into pits for one reason. A lot of guys are just douchebags and like will just touch up on them and shit rather than what the pit's meant for.
I felt embarrassed to punch someone in the nose. I'm not even confident I could even touch myself in the pit.
Brian touches himself in the pit.
Is that the new series?
Brian, stop doing it. Stop doing it.
Stop doing it in the pit.
Brian, stop doing that.
Yeah. Isaac asked about probably 10 times last night about if he could just piss in the pit. Yeah, that's
The line for the bathroom was backed up as hell. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom at the first one. It's like, there's a no pissing
you're
rule
pissing
in
in
this
the pit
joint.
and someone punches you in the dick.
You gotta dance it first.
No, for real. Last time,
guy.
so at this show, some guy, I don't know if it was a hire or some shit, where we were in the pit, he like, we did that thing like where you grab onto each other, like he started running and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
He
Okay,
grabbed
I saw
onto me and
that.
tried to punch me in the dick, but he missed. It was weird. I mean, I didn't get mad or some shit, because I mean, he missed, but it was kind of weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Yeah, like hey, real quick, let me punch you.
You know, like, he grabbed onto me, we were running in circles,
I wouldn't miss.
I wouldn't miss. That's fair.
Do it again. Hey, let me see your dick.
It's interesting that like some hardcore bands, like I saw Turnstile, and they weren't really a pit band as much as they were a like stage diving band. Like there's some hardcore bands are specifically like pit bands, and some hardcore bands are like Drug Church is another one that I know where like they just pack it in and it's just people jumping off the stage constantly, or like Title Fight did a lot of that kind of thing. And yeah, when I saw Turnstile live, I was like near the front, and I probably saw like multiple people drop and like had to like help them out with like concussions and shit. And like there were people doing like backflips off the stage, and like the bassist would be like egging people on to like get up on a stage, but would then be doing like spin kicks while playing bass to like kick them off.
He was just looking for targets, man.
Yeah, basically.
What?
Like I said, I can't imagine us doing stage diving. I think me and Andrew would kill people for stage diving.
What do you mean? I'm on the fucking drum set.
I'm gonna throw you to the people.
Through my drum set, just like.
Wait, real quick.
That's some Limp Bizkit shit.
So Limp Bizkit. Alright, here. I have a quick question for everybody because I don't think I've ever actually asked you guys this, but let's go like a quick 3-round like little thing. Who are your 3 biggest inspos when it comes to your music and what you listen to like get you into that mood in like? Because I feel like with Skinwalkers, I know I kind of identify it as a metal/rock band because I don't really want to like confine us to one genre, and we try to play as many different types of genre because I love all types of genre music, and you know, even with the punk night, I think we only did like 2 punk songs in a way because I wanted to introduce some punk with metal and stuff, you know. So what's like 3 music genres, inspos that you guys really enjoy?
Band or genres?
Genres.
I'm stupid. Bands, I would say bands. Or musicians.
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
talking to
everyone.
We're all looking at you.
Well,
Except for Isaac, he's looking at a sandwich.
my number 1 would of course be
I swear to God, if you say Metallica, I'm gonna throw this juice at you.
No,
You want some tongue?
I started it was to be honest with you, it would be AC/DC because I started off with them. That's one of them. The Rolling Stones, and then of course Metallica. Metallica, you know.
What are those guys? Never heard of them. They're like underground?
Yeah.
Or are they baby metal? It's all like a baby metal.
I
If we had one song, Symphony of Destruction, huh?
Oscar.
Me?
Yeah,
Oh,
Oscar.
Much quiet basis.
yeah, my 3. No, okay, we were in Isaac. Okay, no, my 3 like, I guess I suppose like I guess the 5 bands. The other them would be one of them is Power Trip, kind of like the Flash crossover metal band. Another band would be Early Moods. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of them. No. And another one would be probably like Exodus kind of metal,
Exodus.
but the thrash metal. Yeah.
I swear to God, if you say Taylor Swift.
You're getting
Oh yeah,
you're
you're
getting
Yeah.
That goes hard as fuck.
I'm gonna punch you in the dick.
She's fucking heavy.
That one.
While you're peeing in the pit.
Alright, what are like, so this is just to get hyped up for like hardcore stuff, or just anything in general?
Anything. What's like when you get in to play with us, what's like the 3 bands that come to your mind that are like helping you visualize, oh, this is what I want to try and get at, you know?
Yeah. I always go back to the one Suicidal Tendencies performance that was live in Madrid where they did "You Can't Bring Me Down," and fucking was it Mike? He's just like during that one breakdown, like he just went like that kind of shit. I like that. I'm a massive slut for Slayer, so I always imagine, you know,
That's a
Jeff
fan group
Hanneman and
name.
Carrie.
Slayer sluts.
Slayer
Slayer
sluts.
sluts.
I'm gonna turn this band into a Slayer tribute band. No. And then actually the last one, when I think
I fucking love him. Awesome.
Slayer 2. Well, one of the riffs that I submitted for us to possibly play is kind of Slayer inspired. He basically ripped Slayer Swift.
Slayer.
I love him.
We'll never get it back together. No, but the last one, I like the Outlaws.
Outlaws.
And
Oh,
not
okay.
necessarily because, like, you know, because it's like Southern rock. Wait, you know Outlaws? But, like, I think of, like, the that kind of stuff. But that's good.
Like,
I like my hammer-ons and my pulls.
many what?
Yeah, Jeff Rosenstock definitely for like just the way like he carries himself and like how he's kind of helped with like building his own like local scene stuff, mostly on like the East Coast. Nick Reinhardt from the band Terramellos is definitely like first like more recently a big inspiration in terms of like his just kind of constantly looking for like ways to like rethink how like one can even play guitar, like in terms of like he kind of just does like sampling stuff, and when you hear him play it's like there's no way that's coming out of a guitar. It always is. He like does most recently he's been the guitarist for Death Grips, and Chariot is another one, which is the same like the lead singer now does 68 we saw last night, but Chariot's like a band that I saw when I was almost too young to remember at like another also Christian music festival when I was like super young, yeah. And they were like the one band that I like very vividly remember, and they got banned from the festival because they were like setting shit on fire and like hanging from the rafters, and like the pit was way too violent for the festival, like what they were expecting. And yeah, and like their guitarist, like when you see them live, like every single member of the band has the energy of a frontman, and that's like it's crazy to see them live. And like they like there's performances you can see on YouTube where like within the first 10 seconds they're like all crowd surfing, stage diving with their instruments, playing the songs, like freaking out, and like they'll like trade off instruments mid-song by just taking off the strap and just like throwing their guitar to one another, and they'll just like catch it and immediately start playing, and like the whole time just like keeping that energy up. And that's like I want to be that. Like that's kind of like what I look to in terms of just like live energy. Just kind of those have been my most recent influences mostly.
I'm gonna throw my mic stand at you.
Yeah.
Just throw all your instruments at
you
Andrew.
throw your,
Throw
throw
all
your
your
snare drum at me. Good show, shit, man. My three inspos vocally would be for System of a Down. Dude, I just love that man. And then
nuts to it.
I am. And then Deftones, and then finally the last inspo that actually I would say, I would have said Dave Mustaine for Megadeth, but Megadeth I prefer the band over the next band. Yeah. Watching me come up good. But Dio, I fell in love with Dio.
Dio, he's very
yeah, he was
good.
godfather of all rock, and just listening to him was like, whoa, I know I might never get to that vocal range, and I'm fine with that, because like that man is, it's heaven. It's heaven in your ears, you know? Yeah.
Nice.
Where it comes from, baby.
Now, say, what's yours?
Oh God, no.
Taylor Swift.
No. Hannah Montana.
I do not
Well,
like.
except Drake and Trash.
I don't like Taylor Swift.
She's cool.
One of the artists.
I listened to her on the way
Yeah.
to work.
Yeah. Honestly, actually,
She's alright.
last night the opener for the band we saw, Callous Cowboys, they play like pop songs in between
Yeah,
their
that
songs.
was
like
great.
they'll like they'll just have like these 2000s like really like
you got what I need.
yeah, they'll have like pop songs playing, and then just like midway through the pop song, just like break into like the song screaming. And
So
during
good.
like one song, they were like, "Oh, the pit's stopping for Taylor Swift." You want to he's like calling people out for not moshing to Taylor Swift. And yeah, and then there was like for one breakdown, he was like, if you have a degree, throw it in the trash. I want to see you get stupid.
He was climbing on like the bar to the side of us too. That was wild.
You're like the only person here now really that into like metal or like hardcore stuff like that.
I mean, I kind of do listen to metal. It's just not like as frequent as, I don't know, you probably do. But I mean, I listen more to pop or rock. My level.
Rockhampton?
Alternative?
Frank Ocean.
Hey, I would say Odd Future started as a punk
Oh
band.
my god.
Odd Future is a punk band. I would
Yes,
call it.
yeah.
Death Grips is a punk band.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, Death
It's-
Grips?
Yeah, well, it's like it's
Punk?
punk is more of an attitude than a genre. In my opinion. It's
I
like
guess
what
so.
the like. That's like people have probably died in Death Grips. Pits.
Oh yeah.
That's one that the
People-
only
that-
the only
that's-
time I've ever felt unsafe in a pit was the Death Grips pit.
Death
That
Grips
was
pits
too
are-
much.
Yeah, their pits are the definition of people either being born or people dying in those pits.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
Sounds like Slipknot.
It's like a continent, like what you
Imagine
do.
a Slipknot
As
pit.
just people came to grips.
Honestly,
Yeah.
people who have sex with Slipknot scare me. Like how?
Sexist? What?
What's wrong with having sex with Slipknot?
No, no.
He's gotta have a
Does
good
that mean
SPM.
what?
Well, no,
is this a
you've
frequent
heard
thing?
that.
Is this like a? Is this a
Like,
recurring?
yeah,
thing
I've heard
everyone
people that they have sex with Slipknot.
I finished the
200
psychosocial. What's not that?
Oh my god. Well, no, because I heard this one guy he had sex with Rush playing in the background, and I'm like, Rush?
Of all bands,
Oh,
Rush.
all bad. And I was listening to YYZ or something like that. I don't know, something like that. But I've heard there's people who sleep with Slipknot.
And that's what they
And
like.
I only have sex with Napalm Death's You Sucker.
Gotta have
That's
the
about as long as I
SPM.
last. 2 seconds. One chord.
Oh.
No, that's a low for
Won't pump chunk.
That's about being comfortable listening to metal music. That's actually unironically a thing that happens to me. If I listen to like pretty music and stuff, it makes me like, oh my god, oh, like all these.
Isaac, I think that's
Yeah,
Isaac, that's a.
Yes, I bust a fat one. Like, what the hell, you guys gonna judge me?
You like it raw?
Oh my god. No, but that's
the question.
That's that question. Yeah, is that a question for the table?
Do you like it raw? Brian, do you like it raw?
Do you like it raw?
First
It's like
question.
it's like
That's
shitty,
like a.
what was it, that British interview with the Sex Pistols all the time? So, do you like it raw? So, on the way, yeah.
Brian uses the microphones.
I know.
That's like our joke here, because before recording we were talking about how the podcast like is completely unscripted and raw, and
We're raw.
that's how
We're raw dogging.
You really are.
We like our podcast raw.
You guys would not have a sofa around here, wouldn't you?
Oh my god.
And so
There's one in my garage.
You already used it, didn't you?
No.
Those, you will not be able to pry those cushions apart with a crowbar after I'm done.
But do you think you have any other questions that you have an implication on our band, or on maybe how we view things, or how we get our inspos from?
I mean, you guys have been leading the way. So this is exactly what I do. Like, what is cool, but
Any questions to boost Brian's ego more?
Oh my gosh, shut the fuck up.
You have any questions about how like my songwriting process is?
Shut the fuck up.
We should
I was
question
in the
Brian's
fifth
system.
wheel and it changed me.
I mean, now that you said like inspo and everything, it's just like, how do you guys create this? Like, how does it go? Like, who pitches and then who goes on to, get the beat? Like, you do a note and you're like, that sounds nice. This is what it could go with.
Yeah.
Right,
We have,
like
we have a
music.
fair share of that.
Nothing.
Yeah, that's what I bring this year.
Oh, awesome. You got the magical Coke too.
Brian's water. That's Brian's water.
It's not sponsored.
It's not sponsored.
Hell no.
Yeah.
It's covering Isaac now instead of covering Andrew.
Moving on to the
Bring
spring.
my comment about the couch.
Alright, guys, I have to excuse myself.
Alright, I think we're exploding Andrew.
I have a
Yeah,
wife
alright.
who's getting upset with me.
My wife.
Quick. Take a minute so I can say goodbye to my first husband.
Kiss.
Cool.
I'll see you guys later. Thank you.
I'll take time for the road.
You want to take a sandwich for the?
Oh, no, I'm okay.
Hey, you want to take two?
No, those are
I know you got. I know you got.
Those are bye, guys.
Thank you.
Later.
And I think I can go till like 12:40, 12:45.
Okay.
That's about as far as I can go.
Are we still?
I gotta take.
Okay, cool.
You guys back home. We got 20 minutes.
Well, for that question, I mean, I don't know. We really haven't been able to actually sit down comfortably to like record stuff. So far, the only practices that we've been doing has been just primarily on set list, getting ready for shows because we have such busy schedules. But I know that I've been kind of singing with Vice with Andrew and Oscar's other band, and you know, me and Andrew and Oscar were working on some drum riffs and stuff like that. What is it, drum beats or something like that? For like new originals for us, and then Isaac he wrote a riff that we're gonna take a listen to a little later on. So it's just mostly making time on writing originals because it takes a lot. I would say that takes the most time. Practice is fun and it's easy because it's already been pre-recorded and we already know what to do with that. Perfecting it takes time, but when it comes to writing music, that takes the bulk of everything, and finding enough time for that is kind of rough. Making up for that time though, yeah, just figuring out scheduling and stuff like that. We just have to, and then, oh my god, we knew it. It's a great input from our drummer.
Yeah. For me, I feel like riffs and like songs are like my songwriting process for my projects are like stupid long. Like usually a song will take like 4 years to develop because it's like I'll write a riff and like randomly record it, and then 2 years later write another riff, and then 2 years after that come back and be like, oh, these could fit together, and then maybe have lyrics.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, what's that supposed to mean? Like maybe.
Just,
like,
it just, I don't know. I feel like just my songwriting process is very piecemeal, but it's fun. Yeah.
We should do lyrics about a hardcore song about that submarine that imploded. We should do one about just stuff spraying about.
Oh my god.
That'd be great.
Have you guys seen
something
the
about the what's that?
Have you guys seen that meme where it's like deaths caused by the Titanic? And you see like when it actually sunk, is like a huge spike where 1,000
And
people
then just
died.
somehow just a tiny one in
and then
2023.
yeah. I love that one.
Dude, did you
You
hear
can
about
do
that?
a lot about like grinding the flesh and like I don't know. You can do something
That'd be
about
cool.
like
We
the
should.
bourgeois like getting shredded or something. Yeah.
And then we should figure out like who their families were and be like, oh, and their funeral was on this date and no one came, and like and their parents.
Their parents smell like eggs. And they were
Oh,
all
way too
huge
personal.
disappointments.
They were all disappointments.
So as far as planning, like how does that go? Like, do you guys have certain days, or like do you guys do like every day where you guys get together and have like these like talks about like things for songs, or days that you guys are gonna go perform at?
Yeah, I think we talked about it what it looks like on the group chat. We
Yeah,
just
it's a group
go
chat.
from there. We
Middle
can
of
agree on
the
the day.
session. Like, how about we pick up some instruments?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, no, I mean, we have like one of those apps that tells us like, oh yeah, we're all pretty much free on one day.
Yeah, it's called When to Meet.
Yeah, one day.
I've used that one in the past. We're not the most consistent.
Definitely not the
But
most
we're working on it.
Yeah, it's all about consistency. But yeah, we definitely do practices mostly either on Saturdays or Fridays, depending on people's schedules and stuff like that. Because fucking Oscar, Ben, and Andrew work, and Ben and Isaac, everyone works. I'm the only one that doesn't work. So I have like the most free time.
Anytime you guys want, you know, you can practice here. You know, I'm free most days.
I could come in over and record.
That's cool.
I need to get videos in my main account.
You'll be
But-
Gotta take more photos of Andrew. Andrew was like, hell yeah, I'm not even in any of those photos of the show.
Yeah, no, you need to focus.
On the
Next
we
time you
set up
record, you
like
need to
we
focus
set up
on
the
that
ability to do
language.
like a live session would be fun. Since I've done that before with like other bands, because not for like my own personal stuff, but just like in work environments, because most of my career has shifted towards music, live sound. So
Be down to do an unplugged too. It's like unplugged, they just know.
Where we
amps,
just take a
acoustic and
slugger
stuff like
guitar
that.
amp and just play like that.
We're just like Kurt Cobain.
Exactly.
yeah.
We
Kurt
should-
Cobain, B.O.B.
Kurt Cobain.
I heard you're a great painter.
Yeah.
He was a wall painter.
We should all set a time where we can like, you guys can do unplugged, and then I can bring like another photographer and me, and we can all like set that up, bring a shit ton of people.
Must be crowd killing in my driveway.
I know. I mean, I'm hella down, you know. I mean, at this point, I mean, my career is like teaching, but like music is also my second life, so second life sponsor. That really shitty game. But yeah, no, yeah, I mean, that's a great opportunity and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, definitely work on originals and stuff like that. That's the next goal. I know that we're working on so far one in mind, and then yeah.
It's also it's interesting. Also, like doing. Are we all in different projects?
We're all kind of
It's like-
somewhat in different projects.
Yeah,
in a way,
'cause it's
yeah.
interesting because it's like having one project that like you can beat around while also handling like other stuff.
Mhm.
Like the project that I mostly write for, like it's fun. Like how does like Vice work in terms of like, because you guys are both in this band, but then also do Vice.
Well,
It's
with Vice, most of the songwriting is coming mostly from me and my cousin.
Okay.
We were mostly like going back and forth, just
Yeah.
you know, guitar or on drums, or say Andrew will probably be on drums or on bass or anything like that.
Mhm.
And then from there, you know, we could just be on Brian, see what lyrics he contribute to the songs, and then go from there.
I was gonna say we had a practice where I wrote. I took a listen to one of the songs. I think I wrote pretty okay lyrics for it. Like it matches up pretty well with the tempo. And then for the other songs you guys were practicing, I was writing it, and you're like, what was it? Dark Thought. He's like, fuck that noise. he's like, write something better. I'm like, okay.
I also feel like a lot of musicians are pretty lean, like on average they lean towards perfectionism. And so it's like for me it's like recording's way harder than writing for me. Like actually getting stuff released.
Yeah.
Like we have like 2 albums written at this point.
Like for Defect or
For Lynchpin.
For Lynchpin.
Yeah,
Oh,
we have like the first album's math rock and the second album's hardcore.
Okay, cool.
So we're just like getting heavier.
So between all of you guys ever on like 3 bands, like missing each other right now?
Probably like 3 or 4.
I mean, I'm
Probably
in 5,
more.
I think.
Would you ever
Yeah.
think about like moshing them together? To,
Oh
like,
god.
Jeez.
I don't know.
'cause I feel like there's a lot of like overlapping people in each band, so I feel like
Yeah.
that would be
Well,
like, a little
I'm-
weird.
For me, I mean, I just got kind of somewhat introduced for Vice, but I don't even think my position is like sound, because I think I'm just helping them out with the show and stuff for vocals. But the other project that me and Andrew started, it's way different. It's classical and jazz and stuff like that, and we're gonna be doing like Frank Sinatra covers, Nat King Cole covers and stuff. We have a friend who's a pianist, and she's gonna be playing piano for that. We're just trying to find more members for that, but that's definitely like that's a side project where we're not even like gonna bother with that until like we have everyone.
I know someone who's in a jazz band.
We know who likes to do piano too. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
What's it called? I had a question, but I totally forgot it. What was the question? I don't know. You guys can keep talking. I forgot it.
Well, if you come up with it again, interrupt us. Be like, hey, I got my question.
That's interesting. In terms of just like people, like how like breaking out of the punk scene of like having other projects that are very much not that kind of. It's fun to branch out a lot.
Yeah, and also for me, it's like vocally, as much as I love the hard stuff, I also love a lot of other music too. And I kind of don't want to. I mean, the likelihood of me losing my voice is true and real, so it's a real threat. But like, I think I'll be good with it. But if I'm not, I definitely would like to sing a good couple of Nat King Cole songs before, you know.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, you'll have to pull out the what's his fucking name? What was that scientist that was in a wheelchair?
Oh, Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking.
Oh no.
Yeah. Put it in the computer.
Oh god, I'm gonna go on the island now.
Oh lord.
No chalkboards.
No chalkboards.
No midgets.
Oh my god. Stephen Hawking, we have your God, that thing is disturbing if we really think about it.
The voice?
Oh no, Stephen Hawking is a very
Just in general, that like a guy like that can exist.
yeah. And
like Brian, that's horrible.
Oh, he's a horrible guy, dude.
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah, he's beating children at the island.
Oh yeah, he also cheated on his wife,
His wife with his
the
nurse.
with the nurse. But the
Her
nurse's husband was the
made
guy.
his chair, which is really effed up if you think about it. Dude, if you think about Stephen
was this
Hawking
while he was in the chair?
while he was in the chair, yeah. So you gotta think either Hawking is
I've never seen it. Was he able to move his hips? Like, can he do that?
yeah, either that guy's packing or he's the Rizzler, dude. Like, there's no way for him to be like, let me cheat on my wife.
I'm just imagining him moving his chair.
Oh my god.
He's got RoboCop, bro.
Back, forward, back, forward, back.
I like to think that even before 2 years ago, if you made fun of Stephen Hawking, people were like, you're a monster, and now everyone's like, yeah, let's just collectively
Dog
shit on
filing,
him.
that's great. It's funny.
I think the midgets and chalkboard thing is really funny. It's probably not true. It's probably not true. But just saying midgets and chalkboard is a good combo.
My question was, how did he get to the island on his wheelchair?
On a
There's sand.
plane.
There's
On a
sand though,
plane.
but there's sand on an island. You know,
They can just pick
he's
him
like
up.
getting stuck in there. You know.
Listen, they managed to get a whole bunch of
Help me.
children on there. I think they can figure out how to get their
Some tribal shit, just all of them pick up the chair and walk.
yeah, just carry him over. Oh, I think we need to figure out how to make our pedophile islands more wheelchair accessible.
yeah.
Well, at least you have a new topic for your next song.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh,
For
that should be
submarine
the
that
next song.
Epstein's
Yeah,
on.
about
That
Epstein's
tracks.
Island.
Oh,
Yeah, these
God.
song topics track for you.
You know, I'll get body bag for something. I don't know about that though.
That's been actually speaking of like classical and stuff. Like I've been trying to.
You really can't continue. You really fucking transition
Oh, it's not.
from pedophilia to
Well,
classical.
okay, so we want to have the whole segment. Okay, the rest of the
No.
podcast on
Just
Stephen
talking shit about
Hawking
Stephen
and
Hawking.
pedophilia. Cool.
No, alright.
These are monetizable subjects for YouTube. Or
It
whatever.
is one.
I just remembered what you guys. I was gonna ask
Oh,
you guys.
Yes, what is it?
Your songs. Where do you put? Where do you play them? Do you put them on YouTube, on Spotify, Apple Music?
So I'm making a new YouTube channel for the band and stuff like that. Hopefully we can start. I think first what we could do is if we feel confident enough and for a cover, maybe we can do a reinterpretation of that cover and put it on YouTube and see how that goes. And then I have a Spotify account for us just like set up just in case. But we just gotta start working on it.
That's nice. That's nice. Send me those links, and of course, put them in the description.
Our name is hell long now.
I mean, I've seen it more and more just be simplified to the Skinwalkers.
Yeah,
So
Skinwalkers.
the cryptid part's still a thing.
Alright, so the cryptid part is weird because it's supposed to be the company of the band and stuff like that.
Okay.
But the problem is that there was 3 other bands called Skinwalkers, and I contacted all of them. I told them, hey, I want to buy the name off of you guys. Like I've been seeing you guys aren't been active like since 2014 or 2008, and none of them responded back to me.
There's like a band in like there's like other bands in like other countries called British Band. Like not really do anything. So I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's not really a problem. to
Okay,
worry
cool,
about.
cool.
The first time
Like-
when I went home from the show you guys played, I typed in Skinwalkers and like there's so many results.
Yeah,
where I'm like,
yeah.
to actually find which one you were, it's gonna be like a really
It's
tough one.
yeah, that's the thing. Like I also I feel like when we do shows, like people are like, oh yeah, Skinwalkers, but then I always forget to clarify for the shows like what our actual full name is with the Cryptids, and I. But then it feels unnatural to say we're the Cryptids Skinwalkers because it's like it's too long of a name, you know. But oh no, I know that there's someone, Unique's girlfriend. She's making us a banner pretty soon enough, and it's gonna have our tags and and our logo on there soon enough and stuff. So that's gonna be cool. You know, I'm excited for that. Less confusion.
I feel like that was my issue with the whole name, because I was trying to do something with universe. And, you know, I was trying to figure a way out, so I created my own word, and it worked.
Yeah.
And no one uses this name but us.
When you first said it, I'm like, is that even a word or like did you just pull it out of your ass? I was like, I still confused.
I
What
pulled
did
it out of my
Inversical
ass.
mean?
I searched it up. I tried to search up my own the word,
Yeah.
nothing on it.
Did you ever get a
There's no-
definition?
There's no definition to
Did
it.
you ever give it one? Or like?
I should.
Yeah,
I
you
should.
Had in that shit, dude. That might be good.
So I'm really happy about it. Like, you know, it's, no one uses it. It's a made up word, so it's like, fuck yeah.
You get a freebie.
But yeah,
Got a nice thing.
Well, time to get cooking.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Dude, that if you said that like out of context, that sounds bad. Oh my god. People are gonna watch this and be like, wow, these Skinwalker guys are horrific people.
Don't come to our shows.
Don't come.
Worst mistake of my
Ryan
life.
is a
they talk about pedophilia. They talk
about pedophilia.
We were making
goth
fun
girls.
of them. Don't worry.
That is so.
As Brian talks more and more, I find myself sinking lower and lower.
You see that association. Other projects.
Oh no. More fun talk.
You can find that video on some other website.
On so yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, the Twitter.
Find that on Twitter, yeah.
This is my podcast, only available on Pornhub.
Dude, some guys do that. Like they have like whole like.
I've seen stuff like that.
some,
Yeah. I know.
Alright,
Okay.
lessons on there. It's hilarious.
Alright. I've seen all of them.
That is the only reason I use Pornhub, guys. See it on my
Where'd you
phone.
learn
You
to
get
sing?
the raw
I'm just looking at a
unfiltered.
lecture. I'm just looking at a lecture.
Where'd you learn to sing?
There was a guy that,
Pornhub, yeah.
not to bring the conversation more graphic, but there was a guy that like was kind of posted as like shock images in like the early 2010s, but he was just a guy that did math lessons like on this girl's back, like with a marker, and he would be like talking through like algebraic equations, like.
There was actual professor. Like he didn't do something like that. That would make a little more sense.
Like the professor in class.
The professor of UCLA.
Honestly.
He just
Alright,
started doing
students
math
who
equations on
volunteers.
Pornhub. That shit was so funny.
That's cool.
But that makes it makes it a little more sense.
No, in high school we had a professor who had like he slept with one of the students in class. In class, yeah.
At Loxa?
At Loxa, yeah.
Which
Ben
teacher
Rudy.
was it? Who?
Ben.
The new
No, no.
no, Professor Rudy, the young math teacher.
Oh.
He took
no.
over Ogden.
Oh, he took over Ogden?
He took over Ogden, yeah.
What
He was a
the fuck?
substitute, yeah.
Oh.
He slept with yeah. Well, I mean, she was legal, but like even then, it's still weird.
Yeah.
Alright, don't worry.
Well, because he was a young guy, he was like 27, 26, and stuff like that. He was a substitute and became a full-time teacher for math. And he slept with an 8-year-old in class who was still a student there.
Anatomy wasn't wild.
That's math too. She was like, I went to the wrong class.
She get an A?
I think so.
Hey.
I know she got the D. That's all I
The
know.
funniest thing, if like someone were to do things with a teacher, if they would still fail, that would be the funniest shit.
That would be.
That would be hilarious.
That's just like
We fucked up on
That'd be hilarious.
Alright, so I got some notes on some feedback on your performance.
Could use less. 2 TP. Like
Too much.
That's horrific. Well, real quick, I have a question for our illustrious host who allows us to film and do shows in his garage. Can I ask why you got into wanting to host shows?
I wanted to be in a band for a while, although I don't know how to play any instruments besides the recorder. Even then, I'm still shit. Vocals,
You can
I
always
feel like,
become a singer.
vocals, like I could do, but like I found it more. I found myself like I feel it's kind of easier just to more attend shows.
Mhm.
But even then, a lot of them were fucking far. Like in East LA, a place like that. Every show I went to was like 40 plus minutes away.
Mhm.
That's why I always went to Coyote Studios. It was like the closest, like I think 31 from here, and they had some pretty good shows most times. Their biggest one being Purgatory. They had 2 of them. I sadly had to miss the second one, but I did go to the first, which is fucking awesome. That's also where I first saw Spunk, before I learned that the lead singer was the alleged abuser. So that's also why I never hosted him here. And I found out there was no scene here. Well, I found out there was one, but it closed down before I got into the scene.
COVID and all that.
Yeah, before that. Like it was like before it all started. I think during. But I'm like, why don't I try to make a show here? So I told my parents, can I have bands over and have a show? They said, sure. So we got everything we needed, porta potty, cleaned out all the garage and shit like that. And then after the first one went so well, I said, okay, I'm gonna do more. My dad wanted to only let me do one for my graduation. So like, I just told my mom, she said, yeah, you got more shows. So then I kind of bypassed that. So now we have one coming up on May, and then one my friend actually started putting together. His name is Zeke the Freak. So it's for his birthday, for June. Yeah, and so I'm just trying to make this a spot. I was even thinking of making like an actual banner to put behind here so people can remember.
Oh yeah, sick.
Yeah, or even you saw the little rat I had spray painted on the front of my
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to bring a little scene closer to here, and it works because I mean even at my school and shit like that, there's a lot of like alternative people, like punk, metalheads, goth, all that, and they came, and like I'm glad that we actually were able to find a group of here.
Yeah, that was a hefty crowd.
Yeah.
And a good crowd too.
Like one guy was from the gas station. It was dope as fuck.
Yeah, we got next to me and my other band Lynchpin, the recording studio we've been recording at is like across the street from a gas station. We just joked about like, yeah, if we ever like have to move our studio, this gas station's going out of business. Like the cashier is like follows our band account now.
Yeah.
I wanna thank Theo too for allowing me to use his garage again for the podcast. It's probably not gonna be the last time that I use your garage.
I'm gonna use it for gooning next.
I'm telling you, Skinwalkers Goon Sessions gotta happen.
Oh my god. Is that the next album, the debut album with my face on Optimus Prime, or with my face on
The 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah,
The 1,000-yard stare, yeah.
Dude, I hate that photo, low key. Someone took a Be Real photo of me, and then I'm looking at them like this, and I'm not gonna lie, I look morbidly obese in that photo. I look
I have not seen
staunch, dude. I look like I'll show you later. I look like I'm like this and shit, and then I was like, I'm gonna edit it to look like those edgy memes where it's like Mr. Incredible and shit like that. Where it's like,
I was honestly this close to changing my profile picture if I wasn't matching with someone already. That'd been the funniest shit to me. I love that.
I like your profile pic because it's supposed to be was it Scott Pilgrim or something.
Yeah, it's actually so my boyfriend for Valentine's Day, he had a commission from one of our friends. We both got in Scott Pilgrim. I love the movie, but he liked the show more.
Show, yeah.
Yeah, so
Show's pretty fresh.
I think actually I have the I back the book. I have the actual original drawing.
After this drawing, we have to disappear.
Is there any more questions you have for us, Pedro? Any inklings about the band, about what's our daily lives? What do we do? Who do we believe in?
No,
Which one of our members are Christian? Ben?
The original is laminated and everything. I have it also digitally.
Oh wow, yeah, this is awesome.
We're taking it from you. We're stealing it.
Yeah, that's mine.
I like it because it kind of when I first started like listening to punk music and shit like that, I started with Meth Wax, and one of their songs, House, it's like Housewarming Porno or something like that. It reminds me a lot of the music from there, so I fell in love. I fell in love with the movie. Yeah.
I like how one of your red cups is also starched into gripping that real tight. That's how I grip my cups when I meet goth women.
Excuse me, miss.
But I can't wait for the podcast to come out and get like no goth women like DMs. They're gonna stay away from me after this.
Like I guess hey, you punch noses.
They're gonna punch my nose.
I like it.
I like it. God, honestly,
Do it again.
that shit scared me. I don't. If someone said, "Oh no, it's still like fine," I wouldn't go, "That's fine." But she was like, "I like it." I'm like, "What is wrong with you?"
Excuse me, miss. Hands up, don't shoot.
I didn't know. Officer did nothing. Just punched.
You guys have some really interesting stories to make songs off of, like.
Oh god, yeah.
I mean, you really could make it like just the title. I make goth girls bleed.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. Right
Wait,
there.
That'd be a pretty
I
good
mean,
one.
boys, I'm down.
I'm a little nervous.
I never need also I can probably try to write lyrics. I mean, I come up with a few, but I just never really write them down. So if you really need help, I mean,
I mean, we're always down shit like that. I know Unique, you know, he said, like, I'm not official with the band. He's like, I would love to still write music and play with you guys whenever and stuff like that, you know? And I think that's the cool thing about the band is that even when we have players who, like, leave and stuff like that, except for one.
Fuck you.
Her. No, not Yasi, Rena. But, like, when we have players and stuff like that, I really wanted to make sure it's kind of a big family and stuff like that. And I know that eventual Isaac and Ben, they might leave and stuff. Oscar might leave. Shit, even sometimes I feel like I might leave and stuff like that. But I feel like
They want
the
to
band,
leave for the longest.
I know, yeah. But I feel like the band definitely communicates well enough that we're all pretty good friends and we hang out. And we all love music and we all love, you know, being whack shit crazy and watching Ben fucking lose his mind on stage, jumping around, having Isaac pull out our eardrums with his reps, having Oscar over there look back and be like, Andrew, what beat my eye?
Are you trying to give the beat to Andrew?
Yeah, me looking like I'm taking a shit on stage, and then Andrew not even coming out in the photos. But it's all personality, it's all good and stuff like that. We always try to stay true to ourselves, and I think that's the ultimate message when it comes to music, especially like when we're doing shows, which is why I appreciate you, because I feel like a lot of shows out there aren't honest, and a lot of bands are definitely not honest. So when we have honest people, it gravitates to create a better, honest experience for people. I'm definitely yapping. I'm definitely the king of yapping, you know?
You're stalling. You're making me kind of think.
I'm making up that podcast.
Can we run another ad on YouTube?
I really do plan on having a lot more. Like even throughout summer, I want to have like at least 2 per month. I feel like that would.
2? Okay, damn.
I mean, I'm trying. Honestly, it's really not that hard to put together shows. It really is. Like some people, I get like.
It's the venue is the hardest part. And if you have a venue like this, then
if you already have a good spot, then it's really easy. The only difficult part is getting bands on time. But even then, there's like a lot of. Actually, if anything, I'm more put at a disadvantage because a lot of bands are farther from us. So, either I'm hoping more bands start to develop in La Puente, in which I can have come here, or
I'm getting more used to the drive out here.
I gotta be coming over here on the fucking weekend.
It's not that bad. It's like a 40-minute drive, and it's just 210, whatever this other freeway is, and then I know where this. We overshot once on the way in here this time, which I'm embarrassed, but it's fine. We figured it out.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really not that difficult. The only hard part being that, like, we just have to make sure everyone can be on time. We have to have backup bands in case people sometimes drop out and shit like that. It's also kind of scary seeing, like, what bands do what. Like, I wasn't expecting what was it, your cousin?
Oh, yeah.
You did in the beginning?
My son.
Yeah.
What did he do?
The first set.
Oh, just the DJ?
He started DJing, but, like, most of his music was just, like, or most of his lyrics was just shout-outs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, no, I talked with him about that. I was like, hey dude, please don't be drunk next time when you perform.
Yeah, but I mean, I do plan to have a lot more here. And eventually, you know, you guys are always welcome to be on the set anytime you guys want. You guys are fucking awesome. You know, Loonspins, Vice, or Skinwalkers.
Am I welcome?
No.
No.
You're fired.
Honestly, beautiful photos that you took of the show. You messed up Andrew, but I mean,
we looked behind Andrew's not even there.
Not even there. We had no drummer.
So that's the thing. Next time, I want to bring a lot more lighting around you guys. So like background could be lit and like,
That'd be nice.
we can all see you guys. Probably get a secondary photographer in here.
I tried to ask Sydney.
Huh?
I tried to ask Sydney if she wanted to.
Oh. Okay.
Go like along with you, you know, like having more photographers the better.
It's okay, I have my team.
Oh, okay.
I got my squad. I'm not outsourcing to anyone.
But I also have to work on that
You have
too.
your
like-
garage and
I'm
have people.
not gonna pay anyone else to do. But yeah, I mean, we're talking all about career and everything. So I'm thinking like, do you guys have a plan? Because I know someone asked me about that. It's like, do you have a plan B if photography doesn't work? And I'm like, of course I do. I go home and I'm like, what the fuck is my plan B?
This is a heads up. Ben and I do have to dip after this one. You come with me unless you want someone else to drive you home.
If you guys want to answer that question
Yeah, sure, we
first.
can
and
go
then-
first, I guess. Well, me and Isaac in like college and stuff kind of both took the like degree path of game development.
That's right, baby.
Which, is
Industry is
fun.
shit right now.
Yeah, the industry sucks to be in right now. And
Too much Fortnite.
It's
battle
Yeah.
passes.
Well, everything is shit.
Wow, I started like I always planned on music and like music to be kind of the hobby and like game development to kind of be more of like a career path to develop. And now it's
Yeah.
kind of flipped to be the opposite.
Same.
Because I started doing like live sound at the Smell and I like do some other live sound gigs. The Smell's like a local LA venue, and now I'm kind of just mostly like all my jobs are just doing sound now, or like running some sort of like AV tech stuff, which is cool because you get to meet a lot more people, bands, promoters, all that. But yeah, I have like one project of game development now where I'm trying to bring more of like the two kind of passions together of I have like a car radio that I'm trying to just like contact local bands to be like, hey, you want to be in my games like in-game radio? Because I have like no money to like get other like actually pay people. Just like getting local bands. Aside for that, but yeah, that's. Do you have anything to add?
Almost exactly the
Yeah.
same. I went to college for game development, and the music is intended to be a hobby on the side. The whole plan was like, oh yes, now I get a nice stable job, and I don't have to work on my portfolio in the meantime, so I can just on my weekends and stuff I can go do bands, but that hasn't happened yet. And so I do tutoring, and then I work boba joint, and then
What kind of tutoring do you do?
I do, well, it's mostly game development related, so I teach like Blender. And it's actually really useful because I'm going to do a slight diss on some industry programs. Maya is complete dick and should not be an industry standard program.
Mm-hmm.
I like when I try to go UV unwrap my model, and it says I clean up the model, the UVs are put together, and all of a sudden, oh, your object is actually broken. We need to fix it for you, and it fixes it and breaks my object and costs me more time. Maya, why? Why would you do this to me, man? But yeah, it was a good because Maya is expensive as shit and Blender is free, and so teaching Blender to students over like a year or two has helped me like transition into using that instead now that I'm out of college and we got no student license.
Also, the amount of like fucking CEOs in the game development industry, they're absolute pieces of shit. Like the Activision guy that like has like given like all his secretaries like death threats and like hired hitmen on people and like
Jesus.
he like they had the whole like they had the Epstein room that like was never explained why they called it the Epstein room, but they had a hotel they would always get out. Like they would always buy out called the Epstein room, I think. Or no, it wasn't the Epstein.
Was
It was-
Hawking invited? Professor Hawking, obviously, yeah.
Finally, no more sand.
I can get to the
Was it the Bill Cosby room?
It was the Bill Cosby.
The Bill
room.
Cosby
That's what it
room.
was. Yes.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely
No one
not.
can do the bullshit. That'd be
Ryan, you're up, you're up.
No Bill Cosby room.
I currently go to Cal State Fullerton. I'm there for my graduate program, and my dream was always to be a teacher. I wanted to do K-12 originally, but now I'm switching my educational prowess to do CC for community college, and I want to teach history. What history depends. I know I'm studying and trained in Native American studies. Right now, Middle Eastern studies because I'm taking a couple Middle Eastern classes, and then oral history and public history, and then U.S. history. But I want to teach U.S. and public history and oral history.
For me, it really is no plan B. I guess as much as possible, I try to take everything serious in every band that I'm in. Hopefully one of them kind of just hits. And then go from there.
So you go home and you're like, oh fuck, what the hell's me?
Hey, what am I doing?
in the corner, you're like,
Who's in the corner shooting?
Fucking Andrew, man. You're right practicing.
Here's what are you like still? Are you still in school or college?
Yeah, we're going to college during the summer.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so, I mean, I wanted to go into fashion or like anything I do, I want it revolving around the scene, like punk scene and shit like that.
Mhm.
So I wanted to get into fashion, and I don't know, maybe make a career off of maybe YouTube, like, because I know there are some really good out there, like content creators who basically just all they do is just show tips and tricks for like fashion things. Because a lot of people see like cool fashion at like shows and shit like that because people put a lot of time and work into how they look because they wanna express their defiance in a more visual way without having to like because you can't talk to everyone and not even realize like fuck is a tangent. See, I hate it. I suck at this shit. Yeah, just like I want to get into fashion because it helps another way of expression that like it's kind of hard to represent via personality because like the way you dress can alter what people think of you, and I really don't like that aspect. So I feel like the more outlandish you dress, the worse picture you draw of yourself is, for me, better, because when you actually realize a person, they're cool as shit. That's why I take up the whole what do I call it? Personality, I guess.
Oh, persona.
Yeah. Where if you look like shit, then chances are you're probably not shit. Because like even rats, they get a bad rap because of the way they look, but if you actually care for one and like get close to one, you would see they're just nice animals like that. That made no sense at all to me.
No,
I can feel it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we must disappear now.
Also with YouTube stuff, I feel like a lot of that's like with like local scene documentation and stuff is like getting a lot bigger. Like I know Channel 5 did that one Los Angeles punk. Like Channel 5?
I don't watch the news.
Oh no, it's a YouTube channel.
Oh.
It's a guy that like
I watched The Onion.
He started the channel to basically make himself sound professional, but it's like not at all. And he just like goes around to like alien like extraterrestrial conventions and like furry conventions and just like interviews people. And he did like a Los Angeles punk scene where he had he went to like a Dead City Punk show and like talked to a bunch of people like doing nos and like the pit and shit. Cause like it was definitely it's like a kind of meme-y kind of like joke channel, but I've seen like a lot of people start to do that kind of thing too.
All right, well, I believe that does it for this podcast episode. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and thank you to the Skinwalkers, and thank you to Diego for giving me his garage. I really hope you guys enjoyed. The links to the band is going to be in the description, and what else am I missing?
Follow us at Cryptids_Skinwalkers and stuff like that. Please check out Ben's other projects, check out Isaac's other projects, check out Oscar's other project, as well as Andrew's. Please check out our gracious host for the podcast, and also thank our amazing hosts for the whole venue as well. We're Skinwalkers, and we hope to see you guys more often.
Yeah, all of that will be in the description down below. Please show them your love, and until next time.
Come to our shows.
Oh yes, the shows will probably also be.
Come goon with us.
The shows will also be in the description or also on my Instagram, and thank you guys for watching. Until next time, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye. What's that?